Yeah, you should wait because hi, we're Dungeons and Dunderheads.
Oh, we're going.
Yeah, we're like live.
We're live.
Holy shit. We're going like raw dog.
Yeah, could you fuck with my camera too?
Why is there lotion on the...
It's for my tattoo.
Oh.
That's not what you told me earlier.
And for spanking Andrew's face.
I also use Jergens when I'm jerking it.
Sure.
I mean, I don't.
Low-hanging fruit. Jergens Bad Dragon sponsors.
I can use a couple more cases of
Can
Jergens.
we slam it in my ass 25? Discount code.
Okay, and David.
As you'll see, we are missing a David and a Lolax. They're out doing business things because they're an actual adult, unlike us.
What?
I say to the business owner.
I was gonna say, excuse me.
And the man who was just talking about his accolades.
True, very true. I
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go somewhere where I don't need to suck my own dick.
Alright. I just rather doing it this way. Then we can hear it in real time. We can adjust things as we go. So,
And we don't want David to feel left out of the sound check,
These are on
so
the
that way
fridge.
he gets to edit this.
well, he likes it this way. I asked him. He
Okay.
prefers it.
These are in the fridge, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Alright.
I've been encouraged to go get alcohol.
You have them. Oh,
Therefore,
who's that?
Oh, it's a gerbizzle.
Garbizzle, thank you!
I don't know who he is. He sounds like a bitch.
He does.
Sounds like a nerd. Like a big nerd.
It reminds me of that guy whose ass you whooped earlier when you were playing Forza, Andre.
Oh yeah, that was Drew Bizzle. The drivatars have your friend's name on them.
God
I
damn it.
it was a mid jump, and I drove you midair into a pole.
Thanks, bro. That's vehicular manslaughter.
We don't know if you survived or not.
There's no crime in Hot Wheels.
That was two of them.
You'd be right.
Would you like us to sing you a ditty?
Huh, what?
Sing.
Sing a ditty. Sing a ditty.
I want to sing a ditty.
We can just, because we've redone the audio setup, we can just turn yours up.
I can just play
Which one is
the
it?
video I
I'm
recorded of you singing in a bar when you were
Hello.
drunk.
What channel
Hello.
number are you?
Oh.
Because I still have that video, Jeremy.
Channel A, 52770.
There should be... Never mind.
He's got it already.
I turned it up significantly, but I don't know
Hello.
how sensitive it is.
Oh, that's better. I'm pretty sure that's much better. I'm going to talk about this beautiful summer shandy that I'm drinking.
Ooh, summer shit.
What is it, Shandy?
Samuel, would you say
There once was a man, a sailor,
just a few
Bad
words?
drink sponsor us.
Would you give a eulogy for me if you had to give one? Like
The
would you-
eulogy for Colby, oh my god.
Yeah.
He is a beautiful, gaping soul.
I like the gate part.
Yeah.
Take that information as you will.
If we're gonna have a discount
All right.
code for Bad Dragon, I so prefer it to be like campaign related, like back off.
Yes.
No, stop it.
Bird
I
is,
love it and hate it all too much.
bird is the word.
Get relax with it.
That also means we need like a cushery deal, and it's just hush.
Doing the Sail slide. It's
Gosh.
all pelvis motions.
Slow lax 25.
That pussy.
Bobo dips.
Get that tootsie.
Oh, look at that guy.
I like the new sounds.
Me too. I think they're really cool. But you're right. Everybody, shut up. We're doing the intro now.
Now the audio will be synced later.
Yep. Oh.
Me 6.
Yep. They're letting us know that we went live.
I don't need to look at Quasar. I need to look at Sayu.
All right. So last time, the Broken Wings found themselves back to Pride's Call with one extra Kenku amongst them. While Sail and Hush ran around bussing tables and helping out, Thack spoke with Rantuck for a while. Oh, shit.
So sorry.
Alright,
I'm just gonna put this somewhere.
I keep it betwixt my legs.
Good SAT words. I can tell you've been studying.
Yes.
With extra aiming for a 9, not just an 8.
After Graham Tuck was sufficiently boobsed up by Thack, Bobo took him into the back room to propose an alliance against Clang.
Yes.
All of you get your heads out of the gutters.
To be fair, he was already boozed up when I got there.
A little bit.
He wined and dined him, and Bobo took him to the back room and talked about, what they could work out between
I just wined
themselves.
Eventually, Brantuk agreed to accompanying them to Nagma's old hut in Golgari territory. While that discussion was happening, Lolux managed to corral the rest of the characters together and talk about the message they got from the Demir. Sael grabbed a quick-fingered halfling named Tempe to help Uncle V run the bar in their absence. A lot of back and forth went on in the back room, and Uncle V kind of got really awkward at that point, as you guys were talking about terrorists and other things like that, so he just excused himself and told you to meet back up with him when you're ready.
I appreciate his discretion.
Understandable.
I wouldn't want to be there for that conversation if I didn't have to either.
The group with assistants from Bastion found out they were supposed to go to a place called the Jabbering Crypts, a floor on the pendant where necromancy is taught. Once they managed to get in contact with crypt tender Aubryn Harry and made a deal to complete the cipher in the Demir letter for the low cost of liver and Colton flesh, a bottle of scotch, and a promise to attend her as an escort the next time they have to go into No Man's Land.
I think we should make sure she ends up dead after that trip.
Yeah.
In return, she told them that the cipher stated Nordal has ascended. With that bombshell, the Broken Wings ran to Ortova to try and figure out a way to the top of the bell tower. Lolax and Sael made themselves invisible, or Lolax made himself and Sael invisible, and began to take a tour of the inside of the church. Bubba began to climb the bell tower, only to be confronted by a ghost and scared him, causing him to retreat and gain 10 years of age.
Yep.
Which we thought was way, way worse for Kenku than it was.
Yeah.
I thought that was a third of your life, not
We
a
could-
sixth.
Yeah.
Could fix it, though.
Styx managed to make themselves invisible and just fly to the top unnoticed, scaring the ever-loving piss out of the bell tender. But after that, you gave the the code that you guys were given, and they told you guys had officially passed the Guild Pact games and were welcomed into the Guild Pact itself. While that was all going on, Lolax had found himself a little deeper in than he probably should have been, but with his invisibility, all worked out since he managed to steal 300 gold from some loudmouth ghosts talking about how much y'all are suckers downstairs,
Leave it behind.
which he promptly only took what it cost to get in the first place and gave the rest back.
And we
Lolax, real team player right there.
reminded him we might have a need of bail money.
Oh, I think he knew.
If Bobo found
No,
out
he
about
forgot.
this, he'd be like, you did the right thing.
Dumb bitch.
From there, you all made it back to the Pride's Call, and the majority of you went to work, except for Bobo, who decided that you wanted to get a little vigilante work in.
Yes.
And that's actually what we're going to pick up right now.
Fantastic.
Also, super quick question. I'm doing the level up on D&D Beyond, and do we get anything for 5th level other than a class thing?
Proficiency bonus increase.
Depending on classes.
Because it's not prompting me, and I'm not super familiar.
So,
with
You should get
Hush is
third
gonna
level
get a second
spells.
attack,
I was just gonna get a
and
second attack.
Styx is going to get third level spells.
Return undead or something. Wait, what?
No, third level spell slots.
Like,
you have access.
But
to
I
third
don't get
level.
any spells.
No, you do.
You do.
You're a cleric. You can pick
I don't know-
your spells at the top of the day every day.
So after it won't prompt you to pick it while you're leveling up.
Cool.
It'll prompt you to pick it afterwards. So go into your spell list afterwards, look at your third level spells, and then it will tell you to pick third level spells based on what you already know.
It's kind of like Styx has a book of miracles, and he woke up one morning and is like, oh, cool, God finally let me use that class of miracles.
That's essentially faith-bound spellcasters.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, which is kind of odd.
I'm a man of faith.
Okay, cool.
And you finally let me serve you. We went to sleep, right?
Yep, everybody except for Bobo.
Bobo.
Long rest time. Wait, no, we're not
So,
done.
Bobo, if you could, what exactly are you doing right now?
Just,
I'm standing on a very tall building, look over the city, teasing my ears out, and there's Kurt Cobain singing in the background. There's something in my ass.
Okay, so you're going the full brooding vigilante hero.
Yeah.
All right.
I can just picture the Kenku dressed up as Batman.
I'm the terrorist the
Amazing.
city needs.
Why is it not inaccurate though?
I know it.
Were you getting mad when people were calling you a terrorist, and now you're like, I'm embracing it?
Yeah.
He's publicly outed. Just like Dak didn't like it when people were calling him Bastion's dad, but eventually he was just like, yeah, I guess.
No,
And on paper, it makes sense. Okay.
yeah. I'd recognize a face like yours. Well, but the funny thing about that, hey yo, that they're
Dax, like,
Moonlight pendant.
I suppose I am the only thing Bastion has to a father figure. I'm like, I suppose if you kill a lot of innocent people with a bomb, you could be considered a terrorist.
It was accidental.
Since I can't be proven innocent, I must be guilty.
Jesus fucking Christ. You guys are killing me. Alright.
Bobo is not capable of wrong, only of oops.
Wait,
So, Bobo, as you're at the top of this building looking down over the city, how far out do you think you would have gone? Like, center of the city?
Whatever area is like more crime ridden. So if it's not center city, like city, or like maybe underneath towards the Golgari territory, even though it's probably definitely somewhere I don't want to be.
So, there are a few places that are kind of like really specially heavy. You have the Gore House, the area around the Gore House, which is an area. We should have a few things set up, a few basic things set up for channel points. You need to get onto like some coolier ones.
Hopefully by next session, we will have a more defined idea of how we want to take channel points. So save them up, because there might be some really fun shit that you can do with a lot of channel points, like rolling for our encounters.
We debated just taking you to dinner.
We should
No,
all
what do
have.
we do for Bobby? He has all of our points. Like the one stockholder.
how do you like your steak, Bobby?
Wait a minute, I have a lot of channel points.
Do you like it cooked or do you like it raw?
Like some nice. No,
hate it.
never mind.
Sorry, Bobby, I have 7k channel points, so...
Well, I'm not taking
sorry,
you to dinner.
Jeremy, I have 7.
All right. You take your 7k character points and
Jeremy
remove them
continues to
because you
suck
have
his
2
own dick
characters.
tonight.
If I could, I would. Bro, I wish I was that flexible.
How do you like
Mooing.
your steak mooing? What's up, Keenan? Alright. We got immediately distracted by Bobby's greatness.
Did
Bobby.
we tag ADHD?
No, we didn't.
We really should.
Yep.
Should we?
Which bans us because they're like, they're not ADHD enough.
I'm diagnosed. Shut the fuck up.
I'm undiagnosed.
So,
ADHD, that's attention something. This I don't know. I forget.
I think it's anal herpes. No, that's a D.
dumb bitch, stop. We want Bad Dragon to sponsor us, not get scared of us because we have anal herpes.
What is the? Is the dildo gonna get sick? What do you mean?
I have to use the dildo.
I hate your logic. I hate it.
That's not flawed.
I hate it so much.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
All right.
God.
There are a few particular places of note. Keenan?
Great time.
Keenan?
Was it me asking if the dildo would get sick?
Huzzah! It was the dildo talk that got you, Keenan.
Oh god.
He's not here right now. Can I take a message?
This has devolved so fast.
So quickly. 4. There are 4 places of note. Everyone just shut up.
4 places.
Gross.
Yes.
The area around the Gore House in the Rakdos.
Oh boy.
That said, you would also know anything that happens in the Rakdos Gore House is normally consensual. While it's messed up, it's normally consensual. That said, around the Gore House, maybe not so much.
the freaks that were whipping people in the street during the party going, that did piss me off, and I would maybe think about going down and maybe watching, like following them as they're leaving and seeing what they're getting up to. Maybe.
Sure. There's also Meldori Park, which has a large undead presence at night. So,
Is the murder house, the gore house, is that some place where people would get recruited
into the Rakdos?
into the Rakdos?
Oh yeah,
So like commoners probably go there,
yeah.
and
Commoners.
I think that could be an opportunity for me to go and scare some people out of making bad decisions.
That's fair. There's also the smelting quarter, which you guys have already been to before. Andre's getting snapped. Probably because he fucked up his mic earlier.
I'm getting snappy.
Static.
Static? Here.
I fucked up the mic.
What happens when you slam it 12 times before you put it on?
I'm so sorry.
Here.
I really didn't think it was that fragile.
No, you held it at
Battery.
just the perfect height,
They
so you're
are
going like
from
this
China.
with it, and it was going.
I'm really dumb.
It do be a product from China. China.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna toggle the audio mics really quick. So,
Fuck.
Can you
Catching up on all the
Can you hear
DMV
it
videos I
crackles?
sent you.
Hua im sa.
Hello. How's the audio?
Crackles was my name in high school.
Why?
It's like
They called me white chocolate.
Same question?
you really want to know?
Yes. No.
We'll tell you when you're older. All right. Smelting Quarter has a bunch of goblin gangs that run through it. It is very, very common for civilians to get caught in crossfire, and the Red Wastes are kind of the area right outside of town, leading into no man's land. The Gruul are definitely going through Rokshav right now, which is just a giant, violent festival, where if you get caught in that crossfire, you're going to get ripped to shreds and probably eaten by some boars.
but it's a festival that you know what you're getting into if you're going to.
Yes and no. It's, you know, the general area, but you don't know its exact boundaries. They move quite a bit.
That makes sense. Well, if that only happens every so often a year, it might be good to go.
Oh, that happens whenever they feel like it.
Oh, whenever they feel like it.
Yeah, Rockshop happens all the time.
Oh. I
They
was
just
thinking,
use
like,
major holidays as an excuse to do it more.
Sometimes
Just
it'll just
rock
happen
off.
twice a week, on like a banking holiday.
Now they're basically
I am-
every day.
Third
I would
time.
be facing more of a crowd. I was doing that,
Mm.
which I don't want to get outnumbered. So I would probably go to the Gore House.
Sure, no problem. All right, you pick your way through the streets and start to look around. As you're going through and getting closer to the Gorn House, the density of Rakdos is getting more and more populous. You can tell that pretty easily just by how many people in like red jesters costumes there are.
Mhm.
Some of them are fire eaters, and in this case, fire spitters, as they kind of let these gouts of fire go up over people's heads, just barely missing them
Most of
They're-
the time.
Yeah,
most of the time.
that's not too concerning, I don't think.
There are other people who will do knife juggling and will throw a knife at somebody and miss them by just a bit. Other people are acrobats and stuff like that who kind of jump and run throughout the streets on roofs and stuff like that, dropping down suddenly, scaring people. And with your passive perception, you kind of get the feeling that a lot of these people are going because they want to, and other people are getting corralled. They're just getting stuck in the crowd.
Yeah, I definitely see the appeal of like coming here could be a lot of fun if this is what you're looking for. And I don't want to either catch somebody that is here willingly or catch somebody that like knows what they're doing more than I can handle. So like hey man, I'm just here like for the fun. Like I just scare people, you know, and like it's probably very unlikely that in this I would feel bad about catching them. So I'm gonna. Can I roll a stealth check? Because I want to kind of go over the rooftops and like maybe not get seen walking up to the house.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll use like my cloak of gliding to go between the spaces of the houses and alleys.
Yeah.
18 plus 5, 23.
23. Easy enough. You are quite literally Batmaning across the rooftops, just gliding from one spot to another. You got to climb up, get some air, but you're making your way towards the gore house. And go ahead and roll me a perception check at advantage. This is hearing based.
19.
19. All right. So the Rakdos have these basically pop-up tents. They're like pop-up mini circus. And as you get closer and closer to the gore house, they get more and more dense. As you're literally jumping over one of these tents to get to the next rooftop, you hear a little kid just, Mom, why are you dancing like that? Get off the stage, Mom. You stop and you look down. There are a group of basically commoners up on stage with a woman who is just reciting lines.
She's reciting lines?
Yeah. It's, someone come all, come to our tent. Join in our merriment.
Thought it was.
It doesn't sound like they're hurting anybody. And they're all there consensually, I think. Okay. See some shit. I saw worse shit. I'm still trying to be a good person, so sucks to suck.
What's your insight score?
Insight. +2.
Let's do see. This kid seems to be very distressed.
Okay.
And their mom's not making any moves towards them.
Alright. I'll drop down. And I'll try to not scare the kid, but I'll approach him. Like, a voice coming from, like, a good distance behind him, like, hey, kid. But not, like...
You see them kind of pop their head up, look around, a little confused.
I'll ask him if his mom's usually, like does this often? This is, like, happens.
No, I don't know why she's up there.
Hmm. Can I poke my head in the tent, see what's going on?
This is actually happening just outside. So they have this nice little stage set up where the people are kind of dancing up on. Okay. Drop a Bobo. Why does Bobo never have vision? Oh yeah, because Bobo legitimately doesn't have night vision. I keep forgetting that. Bobo, why don't you have night vision?
I don't know.
Ravens
Working on it.
don't.
I'll get true sight for my warlock.
Ravens are daytime birds.
Nagma took his actual eyes out and put regular eyes in to keep him nerfed just a little.
Maybe I just need glasses.
There we go. That looks better.
You could get night vision goggles. A bird with goggles would be great.
I would love that.
All right. This is what you see at the moment. You see.
That was quick.
Yeah, it's almost like I had this one planned. You see that woman is up there dancing, and this guy right here, or this woman right here, is kind of reciting lines, trying to get her to dance faster and faster. And as you are looking at her, you see her eyes look terrified.
You said this woman was reciting the lines?
This person right here.
Could I make an Arcana check to see if they're, like, making them do that against their will?
Sure, go ahead.
Uh, 22.
22. So you've heard enough enchantment from Nagma that you can hear the underlying additional reverb to the voice as they are chanting. They're saying these lines, but that's not really what's being said. There's almost an undertone, like a double speak. You can't quite make out what it's saying, but you can hear it. You're pretty sure this is enchantment music of some sort.
I'm imagining like a very quiet, you know, the chanting from Dune. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like that droning, deep, like chant that they have, just very quietly in the undertones of the voice. Is something like that going on?
Yes.
Is he- It seems like the people around that person are with them.
It's just the kid at the moment that really seems concerned. Everybody else is pretty interested in the show.
No, I mean the person enchanting the victim
These
on
two?
stage. They're probably with the.
Yes,
No, they would notice.
it looks like it.
They're standing in front of a tent.
Yeah, I only had so many maps. That little building
Yeah.
on the side is supposed to be a stand-in for a tent.
I'll go towards. I want to draw their attention. I'll give them something to focus on. I'm gonna go to the opposite end of the tent, but like more to the side, just out of their view, as I can get to the tent.
All right, go and roll me another stealth check.
9.
9. Okay. You see, as you were kind of skirting along the side here, this fire breather right here kind of clocks you, but they're not doing anything quite yet. They're not going to stop you. You're allowed to walk on the street.
Yeah, they just see me. Did I notice he clocked me?
Yeah. You
All
saw
right.
him look over and look back.
Well, I'll probably get a bit farther off than like I don't want him to suspect me. So maybe I'll just walk off and circle back around once I'm out of eyesight. And I want to catch the bottom of the tent on fire,
Okay.
which I could take my Crimson Right die if you need me to, or I'll just use a match. One of those.
You're going to need an accelerant if you want to work any kind of well. Tent's may be made out of cloth, but it's still supposed to be a dense cloth. It's going to take a pretty high heat source.
I have an explorer's pack that has lamp oil.
That's definitely an accelerant.
Yeah.
Cool. You take a moment, spill your lamp oil on it, take your tinder, and
Yes.
all
Then
right, fire started currently.
I want to get go up and try to get a vantage point and see, watch them kind of be drawn away,
So you're going to climb up, like on a nearby building.
or like hide behind a nearby dumpster, or any kind of check I can.
Sure. Go and roll me another stealth check at advantage because they're going to be distracted.
18.
18. All right. So you take a moment, kind of dip back into this alleyway while you're watching them. Or not really. Can't see. Right about there. It takes a few moments. So you're sitting there waiting for them to kind of like pick up and notice, and you see smoke starting to bill out from the inside. They look around, they start to laugh. But at the moment this guy looks around and breaks his chant, the woman slumps, and she starts to quickly try to run away.
Okay. That's good.
More stuff.
Could I make like they're like basically touching the tent, right?
It's on one end. It's going to take time for it to come up and over.
Are there any powder barrels nearby?
Well, I was gonna. I don't know. You can't really do smoke with minor illusion, can you?
Smoke?
Yeah, because it's kind of like a moving thing. Smoke isn't still.
True.
Hold on, I'm gonna rules lawyer real quick.
Yeah. You create a sound or image of an object within range that lists the duration of the spell. The illusion also ends if you dismiss it as an action or cast the spell again. If you create sound, its volume can range from whisper to scream.
It looks like you should.
I could do smoke?
It looks like you should. but
Okay. Then I
That,
kinda
that
wanna-
doesn't necessarily mean you can.
like if I can, like the image of like the tent flap and it releases a bunch of smoke between her and the two people on her right.
So it's like you're trying to fill a cube of smoke so they can't see her as well.
Make it look like the smoke is pouring out of the tent. And give her like maybe a little kind of advantage from the front away.
Sure. What's your spell DC?
13.
It is 12.
Well, all right.
8 plus proficiency plus intelligence. Actually, it's 13. I wrote that before I changed my scores.
The 5th level proficiency bonus bump is tasty.
It do be tasty. I was just trying to see if they have any proficiency bonus, and they don't. So, as this kind of smoke pops out, you see they actually sort of laugh harder, and they're starting to poke their head into the flap itself, kind of actually the actual opening, and are kind of starting to do this. And as that woman is stumbling away, they are grabbing people and starting to dance around the burning tent, and they're bringing people in to dance with them.
Okay. Is the kid on the map?
I am the mighty need.
That one's the kid, but he's gonna be running away with mom.
Okay, that's what I was just gonna make sure of.
Yeah.
Did I manage to poke my head in the tent earlier?
No. You never said that you wanted to.
I did, but it was outside the stage.
You said it before he clarified that the stage was outside of the tent.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I don't know if anybody's worth saving it inside the tent.
You could always join the dance line and see if you can use that as an opportunity to look inside.
I like that. Thanks
Alright.
for the recommendation, God. I listen to God.
The lead still sitting in your bones gives a little shimmy, and it's like, you could always dance.
All right, go ahead and give me a performance check.
Damn it. 13.
13. All right. You see, as you start to walk up, the fire breather kind of looks at you and goes like, huh, hey! As they realize how fucked up you look, and you should be right here.
I'll give him a toothy smile for the bird equivalent, because birds don't have teeth.
More of a grimace than an actual smile.
Yeah.
You join in and you start to dance around. As you were dancing around, you hear what sounds like cries of animals.
Where is it coming from? Like, it's
Pretty
in
much the center of the tent.
the center of the tent. Great. Everybody's celebrating the chaos going on. And maybe I can convince some people to be like, hey, let's go in. You know? Maybe rush in. Like,
Okay.
seems like a good time's going on there. There's lots of suffering and fire, and why not get closer? So I'll be like, grow some balls, and grab somebody, like the fire breather to my right. I know he's kind of a piece of shit because he was helping me. I'm grabbing him and grow some balls, and I'm gonna throw him in and walk in after him, but like in a mosh pit way, like dancing with it.
Okay. Can you please give me your choice of intimidation, deception, or persuasion? Because all of these kind of work.
Yes, big check.
Why is intimidation a charisma thing? I've always thought it would be like,
Because
It's still something.
It's wordcraft.
You
I
can
get
be
it.
big and beefy, but a gentle
Hey,
soul.
you put that person down.
It was intimidation, deception, or
I've
persuasion.
known some
Yeah.
incredibly scary small people in my life.
There's being physically mean looking, and then there's knowing how to talk mean.
3.
3. So you grab this person they're not expecting, you kind of toss them in, and they continue to laugh because they do not burn.
Yeah.
Though everybody else starts to like move forward and then take a step back as this entire tent is really starting to catch fire. Nobody else really follows you in other than this one fire breather. Though you do see that there's a lion stuck in a cage in the middle of the tent.
Couldn't go one day without terrorism.
It's not terrorism. Listen,
There's nothing he can do to the Rakdos that they are not already happily doing to themselves.
It's fair. Doesn't make it any better than it is, but it's fair.
how is the cage? Is the cage like? I need opposable thumbs to open it, or am I going to bust a lock?
What?
The lion in the cage.
I don't want the lion to die. He has better chances on the loose.
Oh, you just want to open the cage.
Yeah. Well, how many people are in the tent with me besides the firewalker?
None. People came in. People came out to go dance around the tent while it was burning. You don't think anybody had the idea that, maybe they should probably get the lion out too?
And the fire dancer just thought it was funny that I threw him in the fire. So I'm just, when I went in after the fire dancer and I found out what inside needs saving, I'm gonna try to open the cage.
Go for it. It's gonna be...
If there's a door, I'd position myself on the other side of the door. So like, there's something between me and the lion because I know it's very scared right now. And I needed to know it's not the enemy.
Alright, how are you trying to open it?
Is it like just a latch or is
It
it
is currently locked shut.
locked shut? I'm gonna bust the lock. I can make a weapons attack with.
Alright, so you can
I'll
make
just-
me either a... It's
With
gonna
my
be a just
burning
raw
hand.
strength thing. So,
Yeah.
you can make me either an athletics check if you like. You can use your Crimson Right die and try to deal damage to the lock to open it. Either of those will work.
All right. Nat 20 plus 4.
For athletics?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. You...
It's open. Open sesame.
There's a
you
lock.
walk up and you see that the lion is just... It's having issues because it's getting fire from all sides. So as you're approaching, you can actually smell the fur burn. And you
Yeah.
realize that it can't even rest up against the cage to take a moment of respite because that's hot too. So as you go in, put your hands on it, it's starting to burn. You're actually going to take 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
But because it's a little warm and it's a little goopy, you manage to turn, spin, and then it peek, pops off, and you open the cage door, and the lion runs for it. Go and give me an animal handling check. At advantage.
Thank fuck. Not much better.
I was gonna say, don't say thank
much?
fuck until after.
10.
Okay.
I don't really know what I'm doing with the lion,
What?
but I still would like to help it as much as I can without getting. Even if it does bite me once or twice, I would like.
This was more for if it was going to understand that you were the one that helped it and not just immediately going to escape it.
I think it's more focusing on the doors open.
Yep, the door's open. You managed to position yourself on the other side, so it just runs forward and bursts out through the tent. You do hear one kind of startled that gets cut off pretty quickly, and then the patter of paws.
If he comically ran through the wall and left a hole, I would run through that hole.
They go through the front door, oddly
so-
enough, but
If there's a gap in the people, I would stample the guy that just got stampled or
perfect.
trampled.
You run right
Stampede,
out behind
trample.
that lion, and you see that it is just booking it through the streets now.
I'll chase it.
All right. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
A game of cat and bird. Episode title. Wasn't that your first ever D20?
Yeah. It was working really good for the first half of this session.
Did it roll the natural 20 that got the lion out?
No.
Okay.
So, as you start to chase behind it, it is quickly outpacing you.
Where's
Oh.
the dice jar?
Dice jar?
Nice jail.
The tiny little dice.
Oh, that's in my car.
Okay.
I'll get that on break.
Yeah, it's going in dice jail.
It is quickly outstripping you. Not only is it faster, but people are so terrified that there is a smoldering lion running through that they are quickly getting out of the way.
It's less about trying to catch it and more about reducing the amount of damage it does. So if it catches, like starts eating somebody, I'm still on its trail, and I eventually will get there to maybe save a life.
You can give me another animal handling
Or
insight
kill the
check.
lion you just saved.
Not used to D&D characters being this worried about the consequences of their actions.
Well, right.
For what?
It was athletics.
Think about the action.
No,
Or
animal handling or insight.
insight, sorry. It was plus
Insight?
2. 10
This
plus
thing's
2.
just scared. It doesn't understand what a city is. It's just continuously running.
Okay.
It is so scared that it's not even thinking about attacking things right now. That said, you are in Rakdos territory, and it is
Right.
running towards the whorehouse.
Ooh,
Great. Right, so it's running straight somewhere where they would kill it for fun. Could I maybe... How quick can you cast Minor Illusion?
It's
6
instantaneous.
Okay. I'm gonna try to, like, sheepdog it in a different alley, like, towards a different alley, going in a different direction with fire. Like, just like a quick little flame.
Making fire pop up in front of it, so it kind of has to stop and change course.
Yes.
I really like this, and it was just in a burning tent. Go ahead and just give me a spell casting check with advantage. Or intimidation with advantage. Your choice. I think spellcasting would be better for
It
you.
would. Do I just add my efficiency and
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So as you were running down the streets, you managed to find a smaller, more narrow alleyway, and as you kind of shoot your hand forward, this burst of fire pops up in front of it. It immediately skitters and sprays to the left. And it's going down this alley, and as you turn the corner and you look down this alley, you realize it's a dead end. You successfully had this thing corralled, but you're now between it and the exit.
Am I gonna wrestle a lion?
This guy would do better than the Selesnya. But that's a bit of a ways away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the entire city away.
He'll be fine. Just beat it to unconsciousness and carry it home on your back.
You got one
Bet.
more. You have one more action before this winds up going into initiative.
I go hybrid form.
Hell yeah!
All right, kitty.
And when you crack your knuckles, your arms lengthen.
All right, let's go. Roll me some initiative.
I'm could I have, because I went into the fight with the intent to make a grapple check.
Yeah.
If it rushes at me, could I have like the action prepared?
Yeah, I said you have a free action.
Okay, cool.
You have one action before we kick things off.
9 for initiation.
Does the hybrid do anything for athletic? Or
Advantage.
for initiative?
Initiative.
I was about
Was
to
it
say,
an athletics check or initiative? I thought
Initiative.
It was, okay, good.
it's just who goes first, which you actually do. You beat it. It rolled fairly poorly.
Fairly poor.
I rolled poorly.
4 plus 2.
Poorly.
6.
Poorly fair.
Why is there smoke?
Jeremy vaping.
Jeremy,
What do you mean?
small dragon.
I am a big dragon.
I just didn't.
Bad
oh,
dragon.
Fuck.
I'm a bad dragon.
I just couldn't smell any weed. Excuse me.
Haha.
I don't smell weed and there's smoke in the air. Something's wrong.
Your turn first.
I'm gonna. I don't know if I want to like try to rope it, but I don't think my skills at nodding are that good. So I might just try to. No. Could I make a grapple check with rope in my hands?
You want to basically like lasso it.
Yeah. I want to like maybe have it in a circle already, and then when it gets to me, I'm gonna like and try to maybe like cinch its arms to its body.
Yeah, dude. Sure. So you're taking a moment as it is starting to charge towards you. You take this rope out, kind of get it in your hands ready, and as it chokes and pounces at you, go and roll me athletics at advantage.
I would be willing to take a bite and have it focus on biting me so I could get a good knot in rather than not get bit. You said what was that advantage?
Athletics at advantage.
Athletics. Nat 20.
Bruh.
Advantage do be mattering.
Yep.
Move from a 10 to a 20.
I'm trying.
Nice.
A natural 20.
Fine.
That's like a 30.
Fine. Whatever, dude. No, that's not at you. That's
I know you're saying it to technology, that's why I laughed. If you were saying it to me, I'd be
It's
like,
that
oh.
much bigger? Oh my god!
yeah. It's a large creature, which means it gets a D4 because it is a size bigger than you. What did you get total? It rolled pretty
Total
well.
24.
24. It got. You legitimately beat it by 1. It got a 23. So as it jumps and starts to pounce down on you, you bring this rope up, getting it between its jaws, and as you feel the weight hit, you drop to one knee, but you take a momentum and spin it to the side. That way it winds up flopping on its hindquarters, right? And then you get behind it, wrapping it through, making it basically like a bitten bridle. So you're now behind the lion, its jaws are kind of stuck half open, and you were just sitting there. This is now going to be tug of war, basically, about who can out-sustain who.
Okay.
So, this is going to be best of 3 on athletics checks.
Okay.
Inspired!
You're not.
I know, I'm joking.
Yep. 6.
Does
You
hybrid...
get advantage.
Oh.
Hybrid form.
7. Wait. 9.
9. All right, so as you were sitting there behind it, it managed to get back on its legs and starts to stand up. You've lost 1 of 3.
Okay.
It's either a natural 20 or below a 10.
Do I have advantage every time?
Yeah, because you're in hybrid form.
Alright, that was a 19 plus 4. And that was an at 1. So,
You got it out of the way.
Yeah.
if I'm not taking it, do I take the shot?
I don't think so.
That doesn't
It
count.
It has to. It
Has to
be-
count.
It
Has to
be
count.
one I take.
Yep.
Which
So 23.
23. All right.
you guys
Again,
made me take
barely
one when
beat
that
it.
happened.
I was thinking about that.
Just so you know, just so we're aware, you guys made me take one the last time that
No,
happened.
we'll all take one right before break, just for
If you feel bad about it, I'll take
No,
it.
no, you're good.
Alright.
I like the rule. I'm just saying, I made that debate last time and everybody went, no.
No, I remember because
Yeah,
I was
fuck
one
you.
of the people that was like, did you take your shot?
No. So, as it's getting back on its feet, you manage to slip down off its back. That way, your hip is kind of right behind its jaw, and you use that as leverage to start throwing it back over, almost like a hip throw.
Throw it back.
Its head's starting to turn, and its teeth are right here. If you did not have that bridle in, it could just start ripping into you.
Yep.
Bobo
It's a lot scarier than originally thought.
releases and snaps its neck.
Let's
I'll
go.
still take it. $18.
Plus? Or just 18?
14 plus 4.
At this point in time, you hear the rope,
Fuck.
and it's going to make a bite towards just your center. There's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
You're going to take 10 points of piercing damage as it chomps down into you. You still haven't had your plate recovered or fixed
Fuck.
from the fight, so there's still just giant rent marks in it from when you fought the Krasis before. Actually, the same day.
Uh-huh. I've not
So
rested.
it has a hold of you. You got one more shot at something you'd like to do before this just devolves into combat.
Magic?
I don't have any magic that would be very helpful.
Take the rest of the rope, tie a noose around its neck.
It was a show line, right? It was in a circus cage in a circus tent.
From what you know about the Rakdos, that's probably just a lion they caught from the wild.
I was gonna try to scare it with the whip. Or not scare it,
Bastards are
but like need it. If I could like pick something up like a stool, and I had like I already had somebody's whip I took from a different. Anyways,
You could try and intimidate him.
okay,
And because you're in your hybrid form, I'd let you do it with strength instead.
that would be cool. Nine. Hey,
dice.
stop biting me!
It is not impressed.
Didn't think so.
Hey, stop it!
All right.
No.
So, top of the order. That'll bring to its turn.
Yes.
That's gonna mean 18 to hit. Another 4 points of piercing damage as it just bites down harder. And then it is going to let go and starts to circle you. You can see that its eyes are still darting around, trying to figure out where to go. You guys are having this fight. It's not on the screen, but there's still quite a few people just milling around.
And it's the Rakdos, I think they want to watch me fight a lion.
Yeah. Nobody's trying to stop it. I'm just saying there's quite a few people around.
This is not a sneaky fight.
No, it's not. Alright. I'm gonna try this one more time. I'll make a grapple check.
Okay.
Put it in a headlock.
Yeah.
Give him the Batista bomb, baby.
Go ahead. I thought it.
18.
Okay.
Didn't work last time.
It rolled a 3 plus stuff, so as you two are circling, you manage to just put one hand basically on its brow, shove it down, and then very quickly with the other hand, reposition, get a front headlock in, and you're starting to, if anybody does like actual wrestling, it's like a cow catcher. So you manage to get one arm under, one arm over, around his neck, and you're starting to lift it. And with your strength, it is starting to come up off the ground.
Okay. I picked it up! Where do I put it?
It is going to try and attack you at disadvantage. Its claws are just scraping across the side of you, but it has no purchase for any leverage, so it's just stuck flailing at the moment.
I'm just imagining this like a crow holding up like a tabby cat right now.
Yes. Do I see anywhere where I could like cram this into real quick? Like I'm looking
There's
for
the rest of
places.
this alley.
The rest of this alley. Well, how would I
Something
shut it
on a
off?
Saturday.
There's some stuff around you. There's clutter back here. They don't have dumpsters like in a normal sense, but they do have like crates and barrels.
That I could move quickly if I was to like.
Quickly, it's debatable.
So, I don't remember. Can you make another action to restrain them, or is that exclusively the grappler feat?
It's a grappler feat.
Grappler.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Which means actually I shouldn't have taken that at disadvantage anyways. But I think that part of the grappler feat was stupid.
Making them at disadvantage, or to make them restrained?
If your arms, so like, gonna go on a quick tangent. If you're playing D&D and your arms are down here, you use melee weapons, but you're just grappled, so your speed is 0. You're telling me this shouldn't give you disadvantage
Yeah, your arms are pinned
on
to
like
your
a
side.
real attack? No.
Well, is it grappling specifically around the arms, or is it just grabbing?
No, but like the same idea. He has this line in headlock up off the air. It has no leverage. It can't give a true attack right. Even with its mouth, even though it's their chest to face, basically, it's this part of its face, so it can't bite either.
I guess it's kind of like semantics on how you would grapple, but then it would always be I restrain as many body parts as I can instead of like I grab them around the waist.
Right. I want more realism in my D&D. I want more realism in my fantasy. God damn it. Your turn.
Realistic simulations in my role-playing games? I think the fuck not.
Minor illusion, an action, or a bonus action.
And I think it's also somatic. You need your hands for it.
I know. I was about to I'm about to yeet this line into the corner and then try to like keep it there somehow, so I could like block it off.
I'd like you to toss and intimidate. If you'd like.
Okay, it's gonna be. All right. What's the toss roll?
There's no roll. You just basically be breaking free from it.
Okay. Then intimidate is gonna suck.
How does the scary Kenku man not have intimidation?
3.
His poor charisma.
Even with strength.
Oh, with strength 6.
Literally rolled a 6 on the die. So you, from this front headlock, chuck it deeper down into it, and you just, and it gets up and just full on MGM brand lion roars back at you, which is actually a tiger roar.
Yep. Much like the eagle scream is a falcon.
If I have any chance to, I'm gonna make a fire in front of it with minor illusion.
That's gonna be your next turn.
Okay.
All right. Run forward.
Fuck.
And does that have enough room to pounce? No, it does not.
Good.
So,
Bobo dies in an alley at the hands of a tabby cat.
There you go. He tried to save some people, he let a lion loose, and he killed himself. It's kind of a Bobo way to go.
If there's any way,
Never
There you
hit the
go.
lion.
might as well.
Getting mauled by the lion.
Killed the
Stop it.
Killed the ascendant. Didn't die. Dies to a fucking pussycat in an alley.
that's so D&D.
15 foot.
12 to hit.
No.
All right. Your turn.
I make a fire in front of it and attempt to back it into the alley.
All right. Give me intimidation with advantage, or you can do another spellcasting check.
Spellcasting, please.
Wait, no, I said spellcasting with advantage last time. Yeah, that thing. My brain works.
Sometimes. When you build planes,
True.
a hammer and a nail.
21?
21.
If you let me do the spellcasting check?
Anyone?
Yeah. You make flames kind of rise up out of the ground again. You hear it, like the claws start to skitter across the cobblestones as it immediately stops and backs up. There's this low yowl as it stops. Yeah.
I'm gonna, as I'm like thrilled and happy that it's like holding still for a second, and I'm as fast as I can moving dumpsters and barrels.
It is going to. It's holding its turn because it doesn't understand what's happening.
Fuck.
I swear to God, if you dropped another microphone.
No, he dropped his weed.
It
It was his insulin.
It was-
pen.
It was the weeds.
I'm just gonna put it in my pocket and zip it up.
I just put the tab thing like in my.
I had that, but my pockets are angled.
Oh, you have the sweatpants pockets. That's not gripping.
All right.
I just zipped it up.
So, you manage to start to move things in. And at this point, we're going to drop out of initiative. What are you trying to do with this lion?
Bring
Don't
it
know
home.
what I can do. Right now, I'm just trying to confine it to one corner.
It's confined currently.
As long as I keep the illusion up.
No, you got
Oh, I
the
got enough
barriers
shit?
and everything in
All
the
right,
way.
cool. There's a lion here now.
You start charging people entry.
Open your own exhibit.
That's clever. I'll just.
They exploit this animal.
I'm not.
Anyways, we're going to start exploiting this
I'm
animal.
not doing that. I'm
I'm
gonna,
exploiting it for its own benefit.
I figure in here is
Basically,
better than the tent for now.
Gotta afford food
I
somehow.
didn't kill it myself. I didn't start a fire and kill a lion. Start a fire and burn down a piece of shit establishment. Everybody had fun with it. So I'm just gonna if there's anything that would make a mark on any kind of the trash left around, I'll just write lion inside and leave it in front of the trash.
so you have a temporary barrier at the moment.
Yeah,
It can get out.
I know.
It will get out eventually.
Yeah. And I'll come check on it.
As you're looking at it with your heightened, with you being even taller now as a lycanthrope, you can see over this,
Yes.
which means it's just staring at you.
It's a lion. It can probably jump out of many things.
Okay.
It's just, it was
You don't want to take it
not his
home?
problem anymore.
He
I
did his
tried. This is my rope. I was gonna be like, hey, me.
This is the worst version of your kid brings home a stray puppy.
I found a traumatized lion.
slightly charred alive.
And where did you find that, Bobo?
We would turn into a
I really wish I had some kind of thing
He
that
would
I
make
could
it armor.
either knock it out or like I wish my rope didn't break, but there's
would make
nothing
it
else
armor.
for me
It'd be
to
like
really
Iron
do
Lion.
besides kill it.
So
Terminator line.
it is currently not doing great. You see that it's pretty malnourished already.
Okay, I have one last little doozy. If I can secure another rope. Do explorer packs come with multiple ropes, or is my rope just fucked?
It's 150-foot length, but it's just a broken length, so you have either side.
20. Okay.
25.
I grab both my ropes, and it's something I haven't used yet, but my blood curse of binding, which stops it from moving. I'm gonna try to sit on the outside as it's staring at me with piss eye, and feel the blood inside of it, and causes muscles to cease. And
All right, what does it need to do?
Sure.
I love this.
Just give it a good old shit check. Knock it out.
strength saving
Yep.
throw,
Hey, baby.
and it's a 13.
A lion.
It's a lion.
Speak with animals takes 10
Ooh.
minutes.
I like that, man.
It rolled 2 and a 7.
Thank fuck.
It's
So
an advantage.
You take a moment and you. No, it's at disadvantage.
Oh, I thought I had advantage. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. No, it's been fucking up Bobo with disadvantage this entire time.
Black.
It's had level of exhaustion. Exhaustion quite a bit.
3 levels of exhaustion?
Save? Yeah. No, ability. It's either
It's
check
ability
or
and
save.
attacks for first level.
It's either
Yeah, it was only the one.
I just feel that it's just
Either way, it's
Regardless,
failed.
it would've failed, yeah.
wait for everybody else.
First roll is a 2.
So as you take a moment and you almost resonate with it, you can feel right before this effectively takes hold, you can feel it is dissolved, purified, and as you kind of just clench down, you see its muscles all ripple in the air just as tense as can be.
Mhm.
How long is it like this?
I will amplify it, but that means it, any creature lasts 1 minute. Creature makes saving throw each turn. Amplifying it makes it so it affects any size creature. But I take
And
two die.
Just picture Bobo carrying a lion that's like this. And just carrying it across town.
You only have a minute.
Petrified.
to tie it up.
Sure.
And I take 5 damage.
All right. So, as you reach out and you feel this, you literally start to ooze blood from your hands.
Great. My eyeballs are bleeding again.
Using his
Again.
Sharingan.
Yeah, our shadows interlinked.
Oh, so that's why you can like bind them down, because you're including Sharingan and the shadow magic. Are you just the ultimate ninja?
Yeah.
Thought you if he was actually cool.
You got a minute.
What's not tying skill check?
So in Xanathars, they came out with not time proficiencies,
Wow.
which is odd.
It happens a lot in D&D though.
No, it does. It 100% does. What is your background?
Urban bounty hunter. So I'd be used to tying people up.
Yes. So this is either going to be wisdom or dexterity with proficiency.
Not
now you're
wisdom.
an urban safari hunter.
Dexterity with proficiency.
Sure.
24 or 14.
14. They can't currently fight you. So you manage to hop over this barrier, flip it on its side, and quite literally hog it.
Okay, cool. Any more rope around?
Your other 25 feet.
Maybe some loose chain. Like,
Dude, 25 feet of rope is so much rope.
Okay, cool.
already. You
Okay.
you used your first 25 to get his legs and stuff like that. You have another 25.
You like triple knotted it already.
I just want to all the rope to tie it down because if his thing gets out, I might go or it's gonna be on the loose.
Oh shit, if his thing gets out, it's kind of
Yeah,
kinky.
he's gonna get caught again, and then the court cases and.
Oh, I thought you were
And
talking
I
about
think we
the
might be
lion's
near
thing.
a school.
Sorry, Andrew.
To catch a predator.
How to catch a terrorist.
I like Predator.
Why is that a good joke? Stop it. All right. You have a hog-tied lion. It is large, so you're gonna have some troubles just dragging it back home. But there's nothing saying you can't.
I'm gonna start dragging it, but I'm gonna keep an eye out for like a wheelbarrow or something like a store would bring like merch into the shop with, or like anything I can like
A hand truck.
something like I wouldn't steal a full-on wagon. Or something that somebody uses for everyday commute, but something somebody isn't going to miss very bad. Like a worker's day is going to be very inconvenienced that their dolly's missing.
All right, so for the sake of time, you do eventually come across what is basically a wheelbarrow.
After 15 minutes of it growling at you, being dragged through the dirt.
And there are people that are kind of like
Settle down.
there are people as you're walking through there, it's like, wow, a lion. And other people are just like, you're a monster. And more people on top of that tossing copper at you.
I won't pick any of it. I don't feel good about it.
Gets angry at.
Yeah, angry at Lolax for stealing gold.
That was 300
Stop it! I'm
gold.
saving it.
That was 300 gold versus copper.
You do eventually find a wheelbarrow and manage to truck this lion back home.
Uncle V.
What time?
So, you guys all went to bed after 3 o'clock, by the way.
At night.
At night, it took
In the
you
morning.
2 hours of travel to get to the gore house. You fought a lion, detained a lion, had to find a way to commuted it back. You guys are,
I'm awake.
you're awake, Action is awake, and
I'm like cooking, and I see out the window like Boba coming up. Just loudly in the kitchen, you start hearing yelling like, "What the fuck? How am I gonna feed that?"
I did the right thing.
I'll come out. I'm like, "What happened? Why is it burned?"
First note of the session.
Look,
Bobo
nobody's dead. I saved everyone.
has
I did the right thing.
a
I'm
lion.
I'm happy for you. That answered none of my questions.
Hush is gonna go up to the lion and like, first of all, check if it's dead.
it tries to bite you immediately.
We're all awake, right?
Can
hold on.
I try and like
It
soothe?
misses.
Can I try and soothe the lion?
Hold on, stop! You're agitating it. You're gonna make it break its ropes again,
Guys.
and I don't want to deal with that.
We're all awake, right?
Guys,
Y'all see this?
guys,
At this point in time,
Okay.
Zach is just going.
I'm just gonna cast. I'm gonna burn a spell slot. I'm not
I-
gonna take 10 minutes. I'm just gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Zach is
Let me go, you motherfucking piece!
Wait, before you talk to it, I see you doing your
I
magic
know what this
thing.
fucking place is!
Zach is extremely impressed.
I was gonna get it settled before you try to talk to it.
I can help.
Go
settle.
whip out your entrails!
We're
How
gonna
much is
feed
it?
you and fix your wounds.
heart.
Here's 5 gold. Can you bring me the equivalent worth of whatever meat we have? And ask me if
gold?
It's cool. Yes.
Uncle V, we need a lion pen.
I was gonna ask to borrow a horse stable and maybe put some chains on it.
You didn't have any true horse stables.
Do we have
How
animal
destructible is my
accommodations in
room?
the Selesnya ward?
That's the thing about the Sledgenet Ward. There aren't animal accommodations. They're expected to be free roam.
Oh, have you ever heard
It's
of a bull in a
beast
China,
Right.
China shop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would
So
be
we
a
don't have
lion
any
in a bobo
room
room.
for animals.
yeah. I don't have very valuable
Not,
shit.
not like sequestered, no. There are parks and stuff like that where like large animals roam. You guys could probably find a habitat fairly easily. Actually, the two of you go and give me history checks really quick. If Hush and Sail.
I also wanted to roll intelligence check to see if I try to keep it in my room, if it would break out or if it would
Yes.
just fuck my shit up, because I don't mind.
Likely.
4.
12.
12. There is Kamel's Curiosities.
Mel's curiosity.
They specialize in monstrous mounts, but they will also take anything that is big and scary.
Hey,
We could find a good home for this guy.
Or Hush is gonna be
Or
like,
do you want to
or-
keep him?
Yeah, Hush is gonna be like,
I'm not asking you, Hush. You didn't catch a lion.
Having a pet lion's a lot of responsibility, but it's just so cute.
It is actively like Rod's paw.
Hey, what's her name?
What?
What's her name?
What's a name? Why are you talking?
He brought you to us, because what happened? What happened?
There has to be a reason.
Does the
he did
lion
it, right?
understand me when I'm talking to other people?
Let me think. There was a fire.
Fire.
Yes.
Oh,
And I saved it from the fire.
How did the fire happen?
can I roll an insight?
That wasn't your question.
Can I roll an insight check on him?
With advantage. You can roll deception or whatever you want if you would like.
Let's see. That's
How did the fire happen, Bobo?
You know, it was a tent.
There was a
That's-
tent that was on fire.
I gotta just check and see if I have bonuses. I think I did.
Did you go raid a circus for the animals?
18.
It's more complicated than that, but yes.
What circus?
He's lying. Yeah, so I know he's lying.
He's lying.
What circus did you go to?
Technically, I haven't told a lie.
And I just Bobo. How did the fire start?
Okay. I remember that the Rakdos were walking around town,
Oh, okay.
whipping our
Oh.
college students.
Oh, you can stop right there.
Yeah.
Rakdos is enough.
Yeah,
You're
okay,
good.
you went, burned a Rakdos tent,
Yeah.
saved a lion.
You're good.
And mother and child.
and
So-
what?
A mother being forced to dance on a stage
Real
in
quick.
front of her own child.
I was
them both.
I was already impressed. Now I'm just happy and impressed.
Did
So,
Bobo tell us what he was doing before he left, or did he
Nope.
just leave
He
it
just
that way?
left.
No, y'all went to bed and
he did.
he was just like, oh, okay, good night. and
Last
then
you
walked
saw
out
me,
the
I
door.
was dragging our patrons outside because they were drunk and sleeping.
I thought he was in his room asleep until I saw him walking up the road with a lion and a wheelbarrow.
Hush is gonna be like,
Put that in there for me.
Bobo, how do you think this might help your reputation?
I didn't think about my reputation. I figured
I
that
don't
was
think
the
this
Chinese
is.
host.
It's the Rakdos.
Thank you,
I mean,
Bobo.
but seeing somebody who might look something like a wanted poster dragging a lion through the
can you
streets
heal
of
the lion a bit?
Philadelphia.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna
I
walk-
also have a lion.
Hey,
I'm gonna walk up and
he's
do-
gonna fix your wounds so you don't feel as hurt. I'm sorry that.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage. This line's literally been captured, burned, captured again, dragged across town.
Never made an attack roll, never did any
No, you
damage.
didn't.
Yep,
That's why
13.
you got a dice.
Okay,
Thank you.
sticks.
13 with disadvantage.
I'm gonna walk up to its haunches.
Yep.
Yeah, so it can't bite me, and I'm just gonna do a 5-point dump. Not to it. Would it matter? Because I know 5-point can fix poison and stuff. Does that fix its malnourishment at all?
It's not going to fix malnourishment, but it does have active burns.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna heal it.
I was
then.
feeling like a
little
little bit like of a stress tummy from yesterday, so I was making chicken fried steak to celebrate for everybody, but I'm just gonna not have mine today, and I'm gonna give it to the lion.
But yeah, I'll do 5-point dump onto the lay of hands on him,
So,
just to make him, just to
yeah,
hold him over.
I got you. So you get behind it as you're talking to it, kind of distracting, and then you feel the hands touch as it, like, whips its head around, trying to, like, what are you doing back? And just, hey.
So
I'm just gonna give it a little like just a little not just the lightest kind of little pat that I can after that.
I'm gonna go get you some food. Do you promise to not bite my fingers if I give it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go get him some food.
And then while you're doing, so Styx is gonna be watching all of this. Styx is gonna say, "Hey, can you tell him I can like treat his wounds and like."
Oh, do you want a little bit more extra like
Just
treatment
treated
for
as
your
well.
wounds? Is that okay?
You didn't get all of them.
Oh, yeah.
It was at half.
Like, I'm gonna do actual medical care kind of
for
thing.
it.
We're gonna do some treatment for your wounds, the burns and whatnot. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right.
Should I wait until you have food so he doesn't think I'm
Is Uncle
He's
V
he's sounding
out
like
here?
he's a little bit more agreeable now, so I think he'll be
Dude.
okay.
Look around for Uncle V. He is just the back door of the shop is open, and he's just standing there. Just
Do you have any Do you have any alcohol cream in that morning coffee yet, or do you want me to get that for you?
He grabs a thing of whiskey, pops it off, and pours his coffee into the whiskey.
Poor V.
He used to be this to somebody else. One day I'll be Uncle Sail, and I'll have to deal with this bullshit.
I had the 5 gold portioned out for the meat, and then Sayul kind of was like more focused on there's a line. So I'm just like, Uncle V, I'm so I'm so sorry.
Walk up, grab it. All right. What is its name?
Don't think it has one yet.
Leonard!
Leonard the Lion.
Leonard the Lion. I still have a whole tavern full of people upstairs,
It's not coming in.
and as you all kind of like look up the stairs and you see a lot of people bleary-eyed looking down. Tempe is just
Morning, Tempe.
It's also Selesnya, though, so would it be that weird?
Hey, it's
Well, a
weird
lot
that
of
he's
people
tied
who
up.
Came here are not from Selesnya.
Okay.
You guys invited them here.
True. I'm just.
How many bars have a lion show out front?
Oh, so it's a
Yeah,
show
I'm gonna
now.
point to the people looking outside.
Generally none, because they're normally just free roam around here. If you are going to tame a lion, you're going to have to do it very nicely because of where we are.
Yeah.
Like, make sure it wants to be here, and maybe, untie it.
I'm still thinking about that.
I think.
All of that.
I come
do
back
want it.
with a fully cooked chicken fried steak.
And Hush is gonna be using his herbalism kit to like make some case medicine, painkiller, and come with like a gauze or the equivalent and start, putting it on the wounds, wrapping up
Having
whatever.
one character help your other character.
I just want it to be.
That's not a dig, that's legitimately, like, I'm asking. Is Hush helping Styx apply the medicine?
Yeah, Hush is a little bit better with animals, and we're just treating anything that Fact didn't.
Styx can go ahead and take a medicine check at advantage. That's why I was asking.
I know I have friends here that can communicate with it, and
Not the whole time, though.
that can help it. And I don't want it to go back into captivity. Like, I want to leave it somewhere better than where it was.
We-
Like,
Very
it was-
noble of you.
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
arguing with you.
I need time to figure out what it wants.
I think we
before-
should take it to more of an expert, because I don't think
We got
we
the.
live in a place, and I don't want to burden this.
What if it wants to be free? What
Well,
if we can just release
By the way,
into-
it was a 19 plus 7, so 26.
if it wants to be free, it's in the district of the city where
Finally.
it can be free.
Well,
if you
does
want-
it want to be in the city, or does it want to be released?
Well, I was
wait,
gonna ask
I
him
can't
that.
ask it,
So
so I
Well,
don't
you guys
know.
been talking, Sail, you've been distracted watching this conversation. This lion's just
I'm
Actually,
sorry.
Andrew, I'm sorry. I forgot you said at advantage. I just rolled a nat 20 plus 7.
27. Okay.
Wait,
26, 26.
Let's go.
I'm gonna use a fork to cut up the little bites for you, because if we let you go, would you be okay with just like taking a rest and having a snack? We don't want to make you feel uncomfortable at all. This is just the best way for him to get you back here so we could help.
Okay.
I'll start untying him, not cutting the rope, but untying it.
Heck, I didn't tell you what he said,
Oh, sorry.
but you were right.
Megan's just like, I want to see this lion, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, Zach's hyped.
Lion
He's
friend,
just,
lion friend, lion
This
friend.
lion has gone from a tense ball of energy and been very quickly diffused in order to untie it. It gets one paw out, another paw out. It's at this point in time that Hush and Styx are walking up with salves and stuff like that. As gentle as Bobo was trying to be, he still had a hog-tied giant animal that he had to drag through the streets.
It's gonna add.
It got pretty messed up,
Yep.
and it hurt quite a bit.
Yep.
But with some medical care, you don't think any of this is permanent. It's just going to be stiff and in a bit of pain for the next couple days.
Restore.
Yeah.
I have a damaged chest plate now. I was gonna talk to you about eventually. That's about time.
I can help do a little bit of mending with that, but V's definitely the guy.
I still think that after this thing has eaten, maybe napped, we still at least take it to somebody who could at least, for the time being, care for it a little bit better than we can.
But we could ask for what it wants.
We can. I'm just throwing
When I
my
asked
vote out
about
there.
names earlier, names are minus Sail, the person who brought you here. His name is Bobo. That's how when I say, "Well, Bobo brought you here," you know to think about him. Do you like the name Leonard?
What does that mean? I call that the pale-faced Birdman.
Yes, the
And
pale-faced bird man.
You are the salt-smelling Torque Man.
Yes. Sail is faster.
Seems less accurate.
It's, there's advantages and disadvantages. We could call you just Lion, but that feels a little impersonal because it'd be like calling me person. I don't know. So would you like the name Leonard? Or do you not want to have a name for now? I'm probably just idly scratching him, like...
Leaning into it, not knowing affection, so it's just like...
Do I get the sense it would like butt scratch?
Maybe not yet.
It's confused more than anything at the moment, and kind of just... I don't care, man. Can I go to sleep?
Yes, so I was going to ask. You can see we have a lovely forest around here. We will give you food, and we will help take care of your injuries. We're trying to figure out a good place for you to live where you can be happy and free.
Can you ask it where it's from?
Where are you from? It doesn't know.
It might not know the location, but what it was like before it was taken.
Did you come from the forest and the trees, or the grasslands, the desert?
Grass.
Grass.
Lots and lots of green things. Grass.
Grass green.
Can you
Little
explain to
angry
him?
goblin men and...
Goblin.
Can you explain to him that it will probably be safer here, where we're at now, and he won't get taken again?
Yeah. So this is where the trees are. Point around to the big trees. This is the safest place for you to be. Where you were previously, the people who had you, I assume you were in a cage and treated very horribly in a tent. That's called the Rakdos. They don't come
I want
here.
them to die.
Yeah, we're working on that.
All of them.
They don't come here where the trees are.
Are you going to go kill them?
Yes, eventually.
A sauce.
He will help us if we kill the Rakdos.
Okay, cool.
I told him we would eventually, because at some point we probably will.
Is he fine with just staying here for now, though?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, would you mind,
real quick,
having a nap, eating some food here, and just taking it easy?
And we could...
the front yard the front area for the Pride's Call, like, as I remember when Bastion was throwing explosives and things, there's like a yard almost.
It's not a yard, it's
grass,
just
tree.
Everywhere's grassy
Yeah,
and trees.
It's the green. There's like an area where there's just
green.
They don't have sidewalks so much as they have just trails that go through.
Is there like an area on the side of the Pride's Call where maybe we
can
could
build them a
put it
lion
like
house?
a little tent?
A little lion house?
We could probably set him up with a little tent and get you a nice basking rock for you to sit in the sun when it gets a little warmer.
Hush is going to immediately try and start gathering materials to go and build this.
You're telling me if I hang out here, I get food.
Yes,
I can kill those people,
eventually.
and you guys will help me?
Yes.
And explain to him that everybody around here is not going to hurt him, and he
Yes.
should not hurt them.
All the people around here are going to be friendly like us. If you go outside the trees, that might not be the case. But as long as you're in the trees, if you see somebody walking by, they're okay.
Don't eat them.
How often do the Rakdos come to this part of Celestia?
Never.
They don't.
Okay, that's
They
good.
do.
Oh, well, they do.
Not in the same kind of numbers.
Yeah.
So what happens
I recommend they go home, and that recommendation sticks for 8 hours.
Well, if it's outside, there might just be a dead body on the Pride Call doorstep.
I'm
no.
gonna
What?
whisper
Did,
to
like the lion got out, or did Bobo get out again?
Bobo's licking his fingers. He's like, "What? It wasn't me."
This person doesn't have like claws and bite marks. It looks like
did
fingers that were on fire.
did Sail like tell us what he knew about a place to take it?
I haven't yet. No,
Okay.
the magical.
So I'm gonna ask Sail, like whisper to him. Is there anybody we could like
I want like,
bring here
fast food.
to check on him?
Bobo.
So
That could maybe talk to him more efficiently.
I can keep casting this all day. It
Yes.
just takes 10 minutes for me to cast it for free.
How long does it last?
10
But
minutes.
you're not here all the time,
Yeah, I pulled
and
it.
we're not in the Selesnya all the time.
Duration 10 minutes.
So maybe letting somebody who's more of an animal expert in on this to keep tabs on him while he's here might be a good idea.
There's a magical Mountie man down the road, and he might be able to take care of a lot.
I think we should at least let him know about this, and then maybe let
I think
Leonard know that we might bring somebody to come talk to him.
free reign apex predators are pretty common around here. So as long as we have a working...
Common, but this
Working
thing
dialogue.
isn't from here.
No, but
So it just needs to get accustomed to it, is what I'm saying. So just having somebody else who can talk to it around would help.
we might be able to bring it back to your old headquarters. I bet there's some friendly neighborhood guard who wouldn't mind
I don't
taking
think
care
we-
of a pet project.
I don't think we should bring it anywhere. I think we should bring people to it.
I mean, just being like, as they're going on patrol in the area, they can pop by and...
Just letting people know, hey, there's a new thing here.
It's a citizen.
Just keep checking on
In
it.
Selesnya, like,
I'm
a lion is considered a citizen.
I'm just covering my bases, Sail.
I know. I appreciate that you're trying to
I don't want another thing. I don't want us to get roped into another bad thing potentially.
On
This is
the
only good stuff. Look at
on-
him. Look at his trustable little face.
Hush is gonna say.
Menacing face.
Hush is gonna say. On the bright side, I think that. Oh wait, no, he wouldn't have any knowledge of half of the people. But player to player, we are building a small army.
We're just making friends.
No, we have a small army at this point. I'm saying.
And now we have a lion.
Well,
It's part of the army.
when we're level 6, we'll talk about forming a mercenary company with dozens of people. But for right now, we just have friends.
What's level 6?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, do you wrestle your friends and then tie them up and take them home? Because
Only when they
I
ask
tried
nicely.
really hard for my men.
Depends on the kind of friend we're trying to get here.
As you say, like, Sail, as he's saying that, you just see that Leonard has been eyeing Bobo,
I think
confused more than upset.
so. I think the two of you need to have like a quick reconciliation while I can still act as an intermediary.
I need you to tell him
Yes.
I will go for the throat if he ever tries to put a rope around my mouth again.
Okay, he's gonna rip your throat out if you try to put a rope in his mouth again.
I'll only try to put a rope in his mouth again if he's resisting
Arrest.
vigilantism.
What's it?
So why were you trying to rope him? In your own words, why were you trying to put him in a rope?
I was trying to save a lion,
Mm-hmm.
and then I accidentally let a lion loose who
Okay.
was scared and confused, and I don't have a way of communicating with it, so I was taking it to somebody who could.
I will turn to it and say, "Where were you before you met him?" No, I mean moments before you met him. You were in a tent of some kind. There was a lot of people around being awful.
There were people, there was fire,
Yes.
and then I got out of the cage.
How did you get out of the cage?
I don't know, door open.
Who opened the door?
I don't know.
I positioned myself outside of the door.
Oh, could you not see out through the cage?
There was a-
I'm asking Andrew. In my head, it was like an iron bar
Yeah,
cage.
like-
no, it was, but this is also a lion.
Yeah, he's not the brightest. Yeah. So he got you out of that cage to try to get you here, but you were scared and ran away.
Why didn't he just say so?
He can't talk to you.
The lion neurons are connecting. You're like,
Oh.
Like the meat, like neuron activation for the monkey. Like,
you're like, wait.
Oh, monkey.
so he couldn't talk to you. And how else? If he can't talk to you, how else is he supposed to get you here, where we can help with your wounds and your burns and get you food?
Monkey.
Okay.
Monkey.
You check at advantage.
Monkey.
17.
Okay. You see, it's starting to piece things together as it goes to lift itself up. Very, very rickety. Line's messed up.
Oh,
you legitimately,
Hush.
by the way, could have killed it.
Hush,
Super easy.
Hush,
Try
and
not to.
Hush and
You put work
Sticks are
in.
gonna like see it trying to lift up and kind of like try and assist it.
You guys get it back on its feet. It kind of gives you a head bump as a thank you, then walks over to Bobo and
Bobo is very happy.
that's the sound that he makes when he does that. Okay. Going to immediately just
All right.
fall back down, kind of on your feet.
It's like, this is cozy enough and I'm tired enough where I could fall asleep right here.
And probably should, because currently you have a level of exhaustion now.
Yeah.
After all this.
Yes. I
I'm-
hope the lion does too. We can snuggle together all night. All day.
Is Uncle Beast okay?
I am gonna go in, start taking care of the bar, because I'm the morning shift. I'm gonna squat down. I'm gonna scratch your belly. I scratch his belly
Why?
because it feels good, and you can't scratch it that well by yourself.
Well,
And then I guess Hush and Sticks will just continue trying treating it, keeping it somewhere where it's out. Is it in the prize spawn now?
No, it's outside.
No, I was thinking. So
Maybe usher it to like a corner, maybe under the tree where it can like rest.
I got a spot for you. I'll just leave him like
Like Pride's Call.
remembering the map you
Tree.
made that we didn't use.
Yeah.
Just take him south down to the side of the building where like the stream meets the corner of the building. He's like, this is probably a good spot.
Zach's gonna go back inside and finish his breakfast.
I'm gonna go make everybody in the building breakfast.
cool. People start to filter down. You assist with the lion. Bobo, I'm assuming you're just going to take a nap with the lion, or are you going to go to your room?
No, if there's like, I don't want to leave the lion. Because it's still a lion that is now on the loose because of me.
Hush and Sticks are also there.
Yeah, I get now that it's chill with everybody. It's not going to attack anybody, but I still want to make sure it doesn't like get up and decide to go like.
I
eat
think,
animals.
I think it's gonna sleep just as long as you do.
You're being a responsible pet owner.
What are you?
It was in the camera.
Shot.
I
Oh.
thought you were just being a shit and took it off the coast.
Yeah, like hey, fuck your table.
All right. So, yeah, you go take a nap with the lion. The two of you are assisting with it. Sail, you go and start getting everybody done up and cleaned up. As you guys are kind of doing all this, you do realize Lolax be seen at the moment.
Well, to be fair, you could never tell who he is anyway. So
That's a great point.
Zach, would you go check Lolax's bedroom to see if he's lurking up there, or like, is he one of the Lolax!
I figured he.
None of
was,
the patrons seem like him,
No.
so.
so all
He
right.
seemed pretty done with the bullshit as it is. Hearing
Do I
that
have
there's a
to go
lion
check on
outside,
him?
He might.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't tell him because I
think
feel
he
like he
should
might drink a
leave.
lot more.
How early in the morning is it?
After all this
Let's
shit.
6.
Oh, 6 a.m.? Oh, then no, I wouldn't ask.
Yeah. I'm gonna say he's probably still sleeping.
I'm gonna give it to like 9 o'clock. If we don't see him, then we should
Then
probably.
you should be done with breakfast and can check on him yourself.
Fuck you, Zach. I asked you to do one thing.
You asked me to check on my least favorite person. Got it.
What? You little.
Sounds like you're bitching for no reason. You live here rent free. He works here. So shut up.
I'll pay rent for the lion.
I've actually
The
been.
lion's like a really cool hood
I
ornament.
haven't told
now. You don't need
Andrew,
to
but
pay
I
rent
have
for the
been
lion.
like keeping track in my head and removing gold. that
wait,
I'm imagining
I just
seeking.
realized-
It's like you just took a
Guys,
Mercedes emblem and
There's
put it
a
on
lion
the Civic.
at the pride's call.
Oh.
Uncle V should be ecstatic.
Leave.
Hold on.
Not that kind of pride.
Doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Who was gonna have a mascot?
We're a real Selesnya bar now. Let's
If it was
go.
gonna have a mascot, it would be a storm
You
dragon.
100% could have called it Simba or Mufasa, and you didn't.
Well, it's because he named him, not him.
No, he yelled
He
Leonard.
named him.
He said Leonard.
I shouted
think
Leonard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did I sound like Andre when I said it?
He just like
I
doesn't
didn't
have a
even know
name.
what time
No,
today.
Leonard.
Excuse.
I was like, he doesn't have a name right now. And then he was like, Leonard. And then we were both like, Leonard the
Dopes.
Lion.
Helpers.
So, you
I named it after Radon's horse.
That's fair.
go through your day shift, start cleaning, cooking, all that kind of stuff. You see Tempe eventually limps the rest of his way down.
Morning, Tempe.
Good morning to you.
I'm just gonna like try to see. Does he look like his pockets are bulging with more gold than he ought to have, or did
Give me a
he
perception
did
check.
he keep to his trading? 17. 15. Sorry, that's not persuasion. It's perception.
So, he has a few things poorly hidden around his person,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look like it's gold as much as it is just like odds and ends, and some of them almost look familiar.
Yeah. Assume he took some of my shit. Like, I'm keep like passively. I'm just watching like the customers go out and seeing if like any of my personal pouches are on their belts. Like he swapped something of mine and theirs, and then swapped that thing later. Like,
Your spice pouch.
that's actually probably more secured than my gold pouch.
That's fair. That's fair.
If he's really good at swapping things, you could convince him to swap out
He
the
did
wine
sleep in
bowl
your room.
when we're not around.
Yeah.
Well, I assume he just slept with you, since that's how I
He was put
prepared
in the
you.
dresser drawer.
No, but but Thak wouldn't know any different.
Yeah,
I put you both to bed.
I put him in my dresser. So
Why?
it was appropriately sized, and I didn't want to take a new employee to bed when they were unconscious.
That's a sock on the counter.
Yeah, like I don't know about
Thak
that.
realized the error of his way, but says nothing.
Oh, real quick
Oh
question.
yeah, that was dumb.
4 sticks.
I did something
I'm
stupid
basically
again.
going to use everything I can in my herbalism pack. Should I expend it to like just make as many salves as I can from it to?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Really?
Just so I make sure to take it out.
Really?
Playing by the rules, I appreciate it.
It'd be nice.
So, does anything happen in the intervening 3 hours of waiting for Lilacs?
Besides the absence of Lolax, no. Lolax doesn't seem to come down. In Bastion also doesn't seem to come down.
Wait, I thought you said something earlier.
Hey,
about
Thak,
Bastion.
would you go check on Bastion?
Yes, absolutely.
And when you do that, when you check on Lolax next door,
Are they on the same floor? I've
that
never been to his
Bastion
room
and
before.
Sailor World.
they're next
What
door
I
to each
said.
other.
Nothing.
Being shit because I don't like Lolax right now.
Because it called you out on your shit.
I call him out on his shit too.
Yep.
And he doesn't go into churches.
Yeah. And the one time he did, he abandoned all of us.
We all abandoned each other.
You all abandoned me. I was like, I can't do anything while I'm in here, and everybody left.
You were
I
the
didn't
church
leave.
goer that.
I was invisible,
That's true.
but I didn't leave.
That's why I like you, Sayo. All right, I'll go check on Bastion first. And then
You knock on Bastion's door, there's no response.
open
Open it up.
peer in. Not in there?
Not in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Check.
he's at work.
Go check Lolax's.
You go check Lolax's. He's also not in there, but he does have a piece of parchment that's left on the bedside table.
Okay.
Kind of folded up.
I'm gonna grab it and read it.
It just says, to Broken Wings, parentheses. Freebird. Parentheses.
Hey, bird. In his head.
Because we have to wait for results for the week, I have taken the boy to the library and we are
Boy.
studying.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Lilacs was awake before me to go study at a library.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well,
It was also the library we just went
I'm just
to.
gonna kind of go,
I'm-
And
I like study.
Go back down.
I like
Nice
libraries.
success.
tell Sayil, pick Bastion and go study. Since we're waiting for the results, technically.
Nice. Like, Can I see the note?
Sure.
Does it look like Lolax's handwriting?
Have you ever seen Lolax's handwriting?
We grew up together.
It's true. You were literally his babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's very neat, almost box letters, because he does a lot of legal.
This looks like Lolax's writing, so the Demir didn't kidnap them.
Oh,
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
okay.
Just wanted to make sure.
Well,
All right.
studying. Finally doing something good.
That's the worst thing they could definitely do.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Don't let me think about that. Don't even put those thoughts in my head, please.
They could come back with a lion.
I don't know if I'd be more impressed or more worried if they did it.
I said lion because you seemed happy about it, so that's why.
I was really impressed with Bobo doing that by himself.
Like-
Especially after the games.
Like, he didn't even
Am I within
sleep.
earshot of this conversation?
No, you're outside with the line.
Yeah,
You're right.
We're
Yeah.
probably like at the
I would've
bar.
been like, he killed the Ascended!
You're
We're
like
eating,
rubbing
we're
down
eating
the line
breakfast
and
together.
Bobo snoring loudly
Chatting.
on the line.
Doing
I-
some Sail fact bonding.
But yeah, I don't think I could fight a cat by myself. So like,
Probably could, but last night I wouldn't have been very happy or
I also
Confident in
couldn't
it.
drag it several miles across the ground by myself.
you definitely could not have. No.
Yeah. No.
So, no.
Damn.
No, like I said, I was impressed that he. Did he say where he went? Yeah, he said he went to the Rakdos.
Yeah.
Yeah, very impressed that he went all the way over there and got it back.
I'm thinking
And
I
nobody
might.
stopped him.
I think I might like.
Would you stop a guy that had a pet lion
That's what-
dragging through the
that's what
city?
If he
Jeremy
had it
said.
if he had it hog tied in the back of a cart, maybe.
He
If it was
like,
awake and angry,
like, you're on wanted posters, and you just walk through town with a lion? And I was like, yeah, I had a lion.
You actually might have just made it so people don't fuck with you. It's like everybody knows who you are now, and you just walk through the street.
yeah,
with
that
a
lion is awake and angry.
I expect everybody to know who I am when they see me now.
You are you do you
Save
just want
the
the
respect.
do you just want the lion so people are less likely to hunt you down?
No, I want the
Wanted the
lion,
lion.
because I want the lion.
Yeah.
Actually, to that effect, go ahead and roll me a. What would be a good roll for this?
Animal handling?
How well he makes an impression on the public.
Performance?
Please not performance.
I think it would be
Let
probably.
me look.
I
From
think
when?
it's perform
Let me
from
look.
all of that,
From the lion or
Let's look.
from the speech of the all
all of it.
I mean,
Could
if
you
I'm,
do like a charisma performance or
I'm going to. So
is the-
it is going to be up to you on what kind of impact you wanted Bobo to have.
photo?
So you can roll persuasion, intimidation, or performance.
Forbo.
I was gonna say intimidation because I get a +1 to it instead of a -1. And then performance, and then what was the third one?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
I think persuasion might be good because it's still a -1, but it's
Even if you roll bad, it would be a bad roll in trying to persuade them you're not doing anything bad compared to a bad roll in I'm going to intimidate all of you.
I just wanted
Yes.
the news to be as random and weird as it is to everybody else. Like, he has a lion and he's dragging it in the street, and a lot of people are gonna be like, "That's fucking sick," and a lot of other people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, why
That's
does he have a lion?
insane."
He's a terrorist. What is he doing with the lion?"
I mean, are they wrong? Are they
So
wrong?
I think persuasion's right in the middle spot.
Okay,
And,
let's go.
I get a -1 to it, but 7.
Okay. Duly noted.
You forewent the bonus to have the kind of impact you wanted to have.
Most people are just gonna be like, "Yeah, he's crazy."
Again, are they wrong?
You guys
I try.
have a very odd morning, but that being said, you have a week until the official results come out. So we're going to go through a little bit of a time lapse montage about what people are going to do after our break.
Hey.
All right.
I did not mean to take so much time of today's session.
I loved it.
We were here.
No, it's awesome. I
We
love the
were
result.
here.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. That was. I got some time to do some social media stuff.
I've got
Like,
I
we
gotta
had
watch trailers.
a lion.
bed and all that fun stuff because I work early.
I'm so mad.
Oh.
It would have been so fine. It would have been okay. But no. Okay, well, why don't we make a couple ROMs? Don't listen to me.
I won't.
Don't listen to me.
Don't worry, I won't.
All right, here's our apology shot to Sam because we got ruled wrong last time.
David, you're not out of this.
No, David, you have to take one next time.
David, if you're watching, take a shot in honor of
On
us
the
bullying
airplane.
Sam.
I'd click them, but Andrew decided I needed to be filled up full.
Sam?
All right. Cheers to Samuel.
Skull.
Oh. Definitely didn't spill any.
Oh.
Yuck.
you said you liked it.
It's like my favorite. I just don't like alcohol.
Oh,
I
that's
like
fair.
it because it gets you fucked up.
That's completely fair.
It's about getting my money's worth.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna chase it with my warm soba broth.
Oh, yeah, but
Nice.
It actually.
That actually,
That's gonna say that's a pretty good
You like some
chaser.
soba broth?
no, I don't like.
So you want some soba, bro?
I don't want your soba backwash.
There's a reason I didn't
Which-
ask any of you if I want.
Which of you was that? Are we 3 for 4 now? Sam, we're waiting on you.
I keep mine betwixt my leg. It's never gonna fall, dog.
Isn't me? It's not me,
It is.
bro.
Always.
No, I dropped my phone.
It's
Oh, that was your
literally
phone.
I
zip
saw a fucking mic pack on the ground, I swear to God.
No, it was my phone.
Piece of shit.
No, it will never be me, Colby.
I'm talking like this now because I had alcohol. That's the only way I can talk.
Well, time to roleplay the
Is that,
drunkard
yeah,
of
is
the
that how
city.
we're gonna do the new role play, and you just have to take a shot every time you play a character?
I actually almost did that. Look,
Please.
I've been smoking since I was 3.
I remember when they first invented
All right.
chocolate.
anyways, we're coming back to a week-long montage where you guys describe what you would like to do with your downtime.
80s montage.
Everybody, roll me a d20. Andre, you're going last regardless. So
I will roll 2 separate
15
Shut up,
for last.
That's a 4.
6.
you don't need to roll two separately. I'm going to do yours back to back.
6.
Nat 20.
Go
sake.
fuck yourself.
All right.
I'm gonna sip broth.
So for a week, Hush, after having just the weirdest month, like getting thrust into adventuring.
Bro, it's been a day.
No, like
It's been a week.
wait, like since we started the campaign.
It's been a week.
Okay, yeah. No, Hush has had the arguably the most intense month that almost anybody has
shit.
experienced ever. He's going to take some downtime. He's going to rest a lot. He's going to go out into just like maybe the less populated areas of Selesnya and try and connect with nature. And also outside of Selesnya and try and connect with nature in the forest. Just because like he still thinks that his swarm is from like a nature spirit or something similar. Like he doesn't really understand that. As for Styx, he also has had an interesting couple days and being thrust into adventure and now being a part of a guild. He's going to tie up loose ends with the... Andrew, remind me of what you called them.
The Selesnian Guard.
The Selesnian Guard, he's
The
going to...
Conclave Keepers.
Conclave Keepers, yes. He's going to tie up loose ends
sorry,
with them.
Concordance Keepers.
Concordance Keepers. He's going to tie up loose ends with them, talk with Grand Tuck, even though Grand Tuck already knew. Basically say, I'm resigning from my volunteer position for the foreseeable future. And he's also going to spend a lot of time in the libraries studying like anything that he can find with the Ascended or these crypts that you guys described that you were adventuring in.
The Orzhov Crypt?
Yeah, that one. Like just anything and
We were-
everything. Also progressing his studies when it comes to his, well, normal position, trying to advance his knowledge in the undead and how to dispatch them, as well as how to
Cleric training.
Yeah, basically.
All right, cool. So, I have pulled up, and I need to do a transition up here now.
That sounds like a really mentally positive and healthy reaction to what happened. I'm fighting crime.
Sounds like how normal people deal with bad things that have happened is distracting themselves.
I'm gonna turn to vigilante assault
Trying
for
to-
my
trying to hit
problems.
something.
We'll deal with Hush first. I feel like Jeremy. Shut the fuck up.
That's what I said.
Just so Jeremy is aware, there are no true forests around Guild's Row.
Oh.
So, if you look on the map,
Yeah.
Guild's Row is right here. No Man's Land is the area that's kind of sectioned off there. That area is all desert. That's where a bunch of desert ruins and everything are.
Death Valley.
It's also only one.
Basically Death Valley. This is also
Oh, man.
where all those like
So it's the
weird
place to go to be
magical,
thirsty?
wild magic surges pop up.
Okay.
Just try.
Good, you don't go it. No man.
Fighting the urge to get up and slap you.
You can do it.
I understand your rage. I will not stop you.
To the right are some mountains and stuff like that. That's actually where the aerial requisition quest recommends that you go get some griffins and stuff like that. If that's something your guys were able to take. That said, Selesnya does have some quieter places. The Grand Concordance itself is actually just a bunch of like overgrown ruins, so you can go hang out there pretty easily. And
That
spend
would-
some time.
Probably be where he would go. It's somewhere like away from people, away from the hustle and bustle of
We
Selesnya.
made that. That's not right.
Oh, the Pyre's Wake.
Oh, is that where you guys fought
Gluttony.
Gluttony?
And then we fought all the other sins there too.
Is it like a big canyon?
It was a forest. Now
It
it's an
was a
ash
big
and
forest.
waste.
Yeah.
Damn, I really wish that forest was still here. You fucks.
We did our best. Our best wasn't very good.
It would have been worse if we didn't try.
Yes.
There wouldn't be this valley over here.
Or anything.
As far as Styx goes, is you go and speak with Grantuck. He's very, very understanding. He's just like, yeah, I kind of figured with the guild games that's where you're going with that, and I think those men definitely need maybe a guiding star, someone
Styx
to
is just-
balance them out.
Six is gonna be like, I think Sail kind of has that.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, oh shit. Grand Tuck is gonna blame me for anything that all of us do.
Sahil has that, does he?
And as far as research and stuff like that into the Ascendant, are you specifically researching like the god behind the Ascendant, that type of iconography?
Yes, especially with what Styx would assumably know after being told that they killed the Ascendant and a new one has arisen. Possibly, like, he might be skeptical that undead or necromancy might be at play, where there's manipulation of the forces of life and death.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. Dak, was that something you were going to be doing as well?
Researching,
The Ascendant and the god and stuff behind it.
not necessarily the god behind it. I was going to look more into Nordal specifically, and anybody under him.
That's fine. All right. If you
Styx is
could-
just trying to get backstory, not necessarily looking into, like, specifically Nordal.
right. Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
So, I just want to.
That is a-
There is like a nearby library that, like, everybody seems to be doing a lot of their research at. Just
I think there's a couple.
No, there are a few
Lots.
different types of libraries for very different things.
specific things. Okay.
There's the legal library that Lolax has been spending a lot of his time at. That's actually at like the Azorius.
So our
basically.
vegetables legal?
Hopefully not.
Yeah,
We assume.
that's throughout the week. Bastion keeps returning home and telling you about his day.
And Lolex?
Well, that's
Okay.
and that's basically what they're talking
Well,
about.
Lex like at the library.
There are a bunch of private libraries that do like very specific like causes and stuff
Right.
like that.
The
And
collector's
then
library.
there are just general libraries kind of ran by the Demir. There is the Pendant, who has their own library, et cetera, et cetera. There's a bunch of different places you can go for information.
Right. I just wanted to clarify while we were all talking about going and researching. Like,
Yes.
If we're in a central location or spread out.
It's like all of us in our downtime, we're all like walk through the library like, oh, hey, funny meeting you here.
Like, all right, I'll see you guys later. And then an hour later, it's like, oh, hey, guys.
Everybody's in their own corner.
Let's have a still.
By the way, it was a
Look up.
3 minus
No,
1.
tell it.
3 minus
It
1.
was a-
You're the smartest person in the group.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, spend your time, and you're getting a little confused, and
It's
there's
a
a point in
13.
time where somebody kind of like walks up and do
Six.
you need any help?
60.
Yes, please.
Like,
That's
what
pretty
are
good.
you trying to look into? For a small fee, we can probably collect some books and stuff
You
for
got
you.
a 30.
What library am I in?
What library would you have gone to? Are you
For
going for general information? Are you trying to...
it was very specific, most likely pertaining to undead, gods that manipulate death, and anything that had to do with the Ascended. I'm assuming there's records of it, but I just don't know how, like, Styx wouldn't know, like, how okay it would be to be like, give me anything you know on the Ascended. Like,
roll me a D100.
oh shit.
Getting
I,
spicy.
I was gonna say, like, Zach has communicated most of his knowledge about this deity. I have no name for him at all, and have not given you any kind of name for him.
71.
Saya would
71.
probably refer to him
Okay.
as a demon.
So, there's... You don't just go to one library, you wind up going to a few. And it's on your, like, third or fourth library where you were just coming up with nothing in a dead end. You realize that the information, while you are saying it's specific, but the questions you are asking are general. You're asking about necromancy in a city where there's literally a school for that.
True.
That's, like, not that uncommon.
It's like,
You're asking
oh,
about
okay, which
gods
one?
that manipulate people, and there are stories going back to the first age of people being unwilling champions or willing champions and not knowing, etc., etc. So that also leads another wide net. Start to get the idea that maybe going to a private library may be a bit more of assistance. It's going to cost you money for entry, but there are people who are like legitimate scholars, what they do for a living.
Okay. Yeah, so I what is the entry fee?
The first one you go to, the entry fee with assistance included is going to be like 10 gold.
What the fuck? That's an expensive library.
Yeah, a little bit.
Holy shit. Yeah, I'm gonna ask them straight up, literally everything. Okay, I'll pay the entry fee.
That translates to like $100 in my mind.
It's like 1,000.
Would he have... Does anybody communicate what they're going to go try to do?
I would assume so.
If he was...
Six being hush hush about it, pun intended.
Because if he did, I would have had something to say to him
I was gonna say
beforehand.
something about that.
Not necessarily hush hush. I'm just trying to, like, Styx is trying to keep up, and, like, he missed the big, like, first part. He missed literally the Ascended dying.
Because if he was trying to
Right.
go research this stuff specifically and things he wasn't around for, Zach would have had a few, like, words and recommendations to him if he wanted.
Do we want to role play that now or during
Yeah.
Sam's turn?
Yeah, sure.
So, Zach, speaking of Zach, I don't have a name for the deity. I know has a lot of relation and has been working a lot with anti-magic and Stygian iron. Is that how
Yeah.
we're...
That's what the end of it called.
So, Stygian iron. The Enduin Empire or Enduin Pantheon is somewhat
Anti-magic.
involved in this. I would look more into
Splat.
people trying to usurp or kill gods and deities.
My main concern would be the manipulation of death, because it seems like this Ascended, even if they're killed, keeps popping up, whether that's power passed on or... And you guys fought undead.
Yes, but the manipulation of death unfortunately, is somewhat common here. If they're not doing it, it's happening somewhere else. Somebody killing or capturing a god is not common. And I would try to look for anything or any information on things of that nature happening before.
Okay. If this would benefit you all, I can make it my forefront.
I think that's one of the only connections we have to the past right now, because manipulation of death and everything is too broad for the world we live in.
There are multiple guilds. Just
But that is a much more specific and exactly whatever this deity is doing. Is trying to. He has successfully done it to a deity already, mine.
So I think the party is aware that he has basically fucked up and usurped the Raven Queen. So he's now in charge of death.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
So would that have been passed on to Stick?
So that's and this is why I'm reiterating it to you now.
Okay,
looking up if something like this has happened before.
Okay, so with that knowledge retconned into Styx's head, I will make that the forefront. Although I still do want to look for undead manipulation.
Absolutely.
And I'm just gonna kind of nudge you, that's kind of the thing I hate so much.
Same here.
Let's all look into our specialties,
So I don't know if that would change where I went or.
No, not
Okay.
really.
Okay.
So you wind up at a Demir Ram establishment.
Yeah, I'm probably very uncomfortable.
Demir don't deal with undead.
Oh, I'm
or
thinking.
like that.
Wait,
You're
which one
thinking
are
about
the
the
Orson? Okay, yeah.
No, this is Demir. Their
Demir's-
outward-facing front is information gap.
That's who we did.
Oh,
that's
the
who we
spy
did the,
network.
that's who we
Okay,
did
okay.
The
riddle
Demir
for.
are
Yeah.
the secret police.
Okay. They're the FBI if they actually did anything and we're cool.
They're the minimum.
They're a secret cabal that pretends to be police sometimes.
Okay, so I'm at the Demir Library.
Yeah, you're at the Demir Library. And as you walk in,
They're
and
not
you're-
as nice as
you
the
paid
Men
your
in Black.
entry fee. You're looking
in
around,
Black
and
aren't
I literally paid a
I
year's
know.
worth of rent.
yeah, legitimately, you paid 10 gold to get into a place, and at first you're just coming up with no answers. Eventually, somebody does kind of walk up, and they, what exactly are you looking for?
I need information about someone who is called the Ascendant.
Okay.
I'd also like to gather knowledge on past Ascendant, their names, occupations, where they lived, as well as information about any manipulation of death that is outside of the normal for Joelstein.
Gilstone.
Joelstein.
Sorry,
Andrew.
It's confusing they didn't spell it with a Y.
Yeah, the fuck, Andrew.
It's not his fault.
It's not French.
I made up the word.
Goldstein?
This is his country.
No, that's the entire world. It's Yolstein.
I'm thinking of
Leave it.
Nordic
Source
J's.
mythology, you'll
Yeah, Goldstein.
That's where the sound came from.
Yeah.
Yol, giant.
Yol
Dying
is the word
flame.
for fire.
You're thinking of Jotunheim.
Also, at the very end of it, I'm gonna ask if there's any information about spells used to possibly cure undeath or put those to rest that are undead and not just killing them.
They'll nod. They're going to keep writing that down. All right. This may take us a little bit of time. If you want to take a moment and rest, we'll bring you any information that we find.
Well, I guess I'll just kind of peruse through, maybe look for books that are interesting or something that might be pertinent to the party, to the group.
So you wait for a time, and about an hour later, they come back with multiple scribs in piles of books.
Yep.
I'm gonna be here for a while. At least if I don't leave, I don't have to pay the entry fee again.
You got handed the first 30 tabs of Google. Have fun.
I go to 30. Oh.
They're going to take it down in sections.
Start at last. It's smart.
So you asked about the Ascendant. That's a very broad term. It's been given to quite a few people, but based on the information you gave us, the other questions, that we're assuming that has things to do with death. So we brought you the entire collection that we could find on the Ascendant, but on top of that, and they're going to point out like a few books, these are the ones that have to do with death.
Okay. What are those? Do they have names or
They're not really names, they're more journals.
journals? Who are they written by?
It's a great question. So there's about 5 of them.
Dingle Dub. Farseer.
There's one that's just written by Niga. I'm gonna retcon that name. That's a random one I rolled, and after saying it out loud,
Yep, we all have the same thought.
You
Thank
can probably
you.
somebody
Hey,
clip our
actually-
collective like
Name randomizers are a mixed bag.
It's like Niga Higa, the I Am Ninja guy.
Yeah.
yeah. In fact, David, cut that out. That's for YouTube. We don't want that.
No, we're
it shouldn't be it. He's not gonna watch that part. It's gonna be like, and then he's gonna put the subscribe.
He's gonna cut it out and loop it.
He's gonna
time-
bring this to the front of the episode and be like, David, cut that out. Like,
Next time we say something like that, we'll have like a Patreon.
And then it blurs out Andrew's face. Anyways.
This is when Andrew didn't
I
think
want you to
before he
Monsters
spoke.
Inc. me.
Okay, so
Sorry. The real name would be Ara.
A-U-R-A. R
A-R-H-A.
A-R-H-A.
That was sus.
So what? So how much are we gonna retcon this for time? Like, how much time do I have in this library to like go through them?
It's taking you the first couple days to get here, so you have about 5 days left.
Okay. I'm gonna
So
not
you
use
have a
this.
ton of time.
I'm not gonna use a sticky note. I'm going to use a Word document. So in this book by Ara, what do I find?
Basically, it is a very, very old journal written by a woman named Ara. If you were to put a class designation on her, it seems like she was like a ranger, and that
I know one of those.
that she had been spending time in the Barrack North, near Ventra. And while she was up there, that there were some. There was a person called the Ascended One. The Ascended One was somebody that was taking dead animals and repurposing them. They were bringing them back, and they were getting the. Oh man, I'm forgetting the name of it off the top of my head.
While you're looking that
The
up,
location.
Styx might have picked up that the Barrack North is where Lolax and Sail are from. So they might
And
know.
Bastion.
And Bastion.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
where
remember.
I
Was I there when Bastion was
And I
talking
was
about?
also stationed.
Was Styx there when Bastion was talking about the what are they called?
So
Black Paws?
Yeah, the Black Paws. No, I don't think he was.
I don't think he was.
That was like a
No.
personal conversation
Yeah.
between Lolax and him, I believe.
Well, that's him and me.
But you might be aware that we would be from that area.
Okay, okay, cool.
So, Venture was actually a old giant outpost at the time, and the Ascendant took all of these undead animals and basically destroyed it. They gathered an army of undead animals and just destroyed all the giants with them. And as you're reading, you're kind of looking at like the diction and everything they use, like the turns of phrase in the text. You realize this is probably a really old German.
Old, very old.
Would
It might
I
be-
know what age it's from?
You could easily ask them, and they would have told you second age.
And also, player to player, what age did the Sin Slayers? Third age? Okay.
A few thousand years ago.
That
We held up
fucking-
the same fingers.
like not three.
We all
Three.
did.
Want to know why? Because we all do manual labor for work, which means our palms are big, and doing this hurts.
Yeah.
It's stiff.
Oh yeah,
This is
this is
easier.
not fun.
Doing this makes my ring finger at 90 degrees. It does not clarify.
This hurts.
it's 3.
This hurts right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
This-
I am definitely a desk jockey.
Like
is what
I
I'm
can't.
hearing.
Like I cannot. Like I have to force myself to do that. Like this is tough already.
Yeah. Okay, so it's from the second age. Was there anything in this journal that might be pertinent to what we're currently dealing with the Ascended? Like maybe a rising of a second Ascended after this Ascended one pass? Or...
No. This Ascendant just fades into obscurity afterwards. They apparently did their job in ridding the land of giants at the time, and that's all they were really worried about. After the giants fell, the place was just reclaimed by nature. And in fact, the journal goes on to talk about how Aura helped establish an order that now lives there.
Good for Aura.
Okay. Anything more that is fairly... Like, is there more recent... So we're in the 5th age, right?
Mhm.
Is there anything from the 5th age or 4th age that... Because that's really great
Sorry, you're in
information.
the 4th age.
4th age. So is there anything from, like, the beginning... If you had to guess, like, where in the 4th age are we? Like, middle end, beginning?
So ages are a little bit funny. There's not a set time frame for an age. It's when a specific event happens that turns the age.
So, like, the
So
third
it's-
age turning was the Sin Slayers, right?
Right.
Okay.
That turned it from 3rd to 4th.
Okay. So
We
was there
haven't hit it
anything?
yet.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Those guys are probably assholes, man.
Hilda's still alive. Keep talking shit.
I need to find a specific one and slap
So
them.
is Althea.
Uh,
And Bjorn.
Yep.
so, is there anything more recent regarding the Ascended one or Ascendant? Maybe a turning point where this Ascended one maybe turned into the Ascended, or when they started calling themselves the Ascended instead of the Ascended one?
There are a bunch of other different ones, and as you read through, you realize the Ascended is just a name a lot of people like to give themselves as they have ascended to what they believe is God. It never really is.
So it's like this egomaniac who thinks that they've
It's
become God
normally
level.
Yeah, it's normally a self-proclaimed title.
Normal.
Nobody else calls you the Ascended One. Yeah. It's not a good name for keeping humble.
Would I know anything about a god, or would there be anything in this about a god behind the Ascendant?
They think they're gods. Why would there be one behind them?
I mean,
There is-
it seems like they're getting powered, right?
There's one in particular. There is a person that was named the Ripper that is speculated to have quote-unquote ascended. They used Stygian iron as a chain blade that they used to kind of rip through people, and through the Stygian iron they would like suck people's magic from them and then puppeteer them. The reason that I believe that they are using Stygian iron is that they had a mask that was lead. It was mistakenly thought that it was stone, but later on it was like studied by actually Hildegard. It was determined that it was just very what do you call it?
Dense?
Tarnished and dense lead.
Tarnished.
Okay.
Also known as Hildegard Brawny.
Hilgard was a title. It was Bjorn Braunanvil.
Okay, so is there any other important information that I can pull about the Ascended from these books?
Even so, I'll tell you straight up.
They can't.
They rolled with advantage through their books and everything like that, and it is a very sparse thing. They got
Like, they tried finding it.
they got a 25 on their investigation.
So there's
Librarians
not
are
a lot of
specialized.
information. There's just vague records about people who called themselves the Ascended and what they did. So I can kind of see like a timeline.
One of them had Stygian iron.
What age was that in?
That was in the 3rd age. So that would have been roughly 501 years ago.
Was there any record of where the Stygian iron came from?
No,
Would you remind me what level that happened at?
I believe that was around level 9. That's when, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So then moving on from that. Oh, what was my second?
There's one more. One more that was called Ascended, though it was not a title they gave to themselves. So, Leon Endwin was said to have ascended. People believed in him so wholeheartedly that they called him a god emperor, a god king. And Stygian iron is also very prevalent in the Endwin Empire.
I can't wait to bring this to Thag. I'm just...
That said, while he lived for a very long time for a human, he lived around 300 years.
What?
Yes, very odd. There's nothing that says that he was ever involved with necromancy. There's nothing that says that he did ever actually became a demigod or a god or anything like that.
Became a 20th level paladin. I was like, what else can I be a conquest paladin of now? Godhood.
Damn. Okay. And then moving on from that, what was my second question to them? I guess that was kind of mixed in, and that's how I got this information, right?
Right. You would also ask about Stygian iron. There's also, you do find specifically towards Stygian iron, they find you a schematic of it. There's a old artificer, and it's written in Celestial. Do you speak Celestial?
I believe I do. Wait, let me double check.
I love it when the party has like a spread of languages.
Where is that
Nice.
under? Features, traits.
Nobody speaks God.
Proficiencies?
I actually do.
You said something like,
Wait.
I don't know what that
Sorry. I'm struggling. Yeah, I do speak Celestial.
Okay.
Nobody speaks.
So, it describes
primordial?
this, and this is old. This is, this looks to be,
First or second age?
yes, first or second. You can't really put a timetable on it. Even the people here can't. So you
Those
actually
are a bit blurry.
wind up having, even though you speak Celestial, it has changed over time. So the majority of your time at this library
Context.
actually goes into trying to decipher this.
Wow. Okay.
That said, it describes how to make Stygian iron. You realize as you're reading through it that the word iron is wrong. It should be called lead. That said, it describes that you need to melt the iron, quote unquote, in a soul forge. And from a soul forge, you can then manipulate it and simultaneously keep its anti-magic properties while still being able to use it as a focus.
Bad touch.
Did we ever
Okay.
find a soul forge in the last campaign? Because
We-
now I'm feeling like,
I remember
did
we
the
were
prequel.
talking about it in the prequel.
Prequel we found.
Yes. So I guess after that information,
things we're
I will
researching
try
now
and
that
delve
I'm like,
into the
that was
books
important.
about spells or any information about putting undead to rest and giving them like a true ending, one might say.
So, normal, you would know without even having to do research, just as a cleric, killing somebody that is in undeath, if they did not choose it, they are not, that is not considered a sin or anything like that. They will still go where they were supposed to go, wherever they had deserved to go.
So that's killing an undead is proper. Right?
That is releasing them.
Cool.
okay.
as a grave cleric, that's probably
What you want to
Yeah,
do?
that-
important.
Well, yes. Oh, don't worry. I already talked with Andrew about an encounter that we'll have later.
well,
We're gonna fight to the death.
Tag team. Paladin.
You'll literally like go hybrid form, and Six will be like, "Mama."
Back roll.
So would I have found any information about spells, or maybe things like material items that I could keep with me that might help in either? Well, I guess I didn't say that beforehand, but
No, it's fun. As you're reading into it,
I just like having worked.
diamonds and diamond
like
dust
work
are
boots the
very
way you like
necessary
rocks.
towards almost any type of resurrection. Whether that be a restoration, or
To work
a
through
like
Proc
bringing
Library.
somebody back from death itself, yada yada yada. You need diamonds.
So would that be specifically for either? So would that be trying to get somebody from undead to just like normal, or would that be bringing somebody from death back to undead or normal?
By the definition of undeath, they had to have been dead first.
Okay.
So that would you wouldn't be able to bring them from undeath to life. Though you may be able to take somebody who's undead and cast a resurrection spell.
And from what I've read, what would that do specifically? Would it just like maybe change their appearance from like undead to what they were before?
It really depends on the level of undeath. Like sentient undeads and stuff like that. If they wish to be undead, they can resist it.
So it's something that like maybe like a peon or like just like a zombie
If you were to
would
do that to a zombie,
it would just restore them.
it would restore them back to
Resurrection.
a normal human form, depending on the level of resurrection you're using. If you're going to use what's like the most basic one where you can get to them in a minute?
Revivify?
Yeah, if you were to use
Yeah.
Revivify, it wouldn't work. The time's already lapsed. But if you were to use something like True Resurrection,
It's just 200 years.
then they would come back.
He's 201 years old.
Styx is going to be somewhat disappointed at this information because he doesn't want to like change death or undeath. He was mainly looking for ways to like help dead and undead like get to where they were supposed to go before they were tampered with. So,
Giving them a final rest will
yes.
do that.
Cast
Correct.
resurrection.
So literally, undead, kill them.
Basically, what you already do.
Yeah,
Have fun
I was
with
seeing if maybe there was
three and all
more.
your
You were trying to look for a specific skill or spell that you could use
or like a
Or that'd be
component
raised
that I
dead.
bury
could
the
use.
dead, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got what you're trying to do.
I mean, other than that, I mean, that's the main thing I was looking for. Styx is probably about done with what he was looking for. Spend some more time in the library just perusing. Probably spend as much time in the library as possible before leaving, just because he spent 10 gold to get there. Wait.
Sure.
While I'm still in there. Man, I'm trying to think if Styx would have any knowledge. Wait, no, Hush. Did Hush talk within Styx's like earshot about Nagma? I don't
Styx
think
would have
so.
been filled in about Nagma and the Golgari concerns that we're having about like his fam.
Okay, real quick, can I ask the librarian or the scholar, whoever it is, about Nagma or Magnum Matron Cabas?
Magnum Capus.
Matron Cabas. about, we went back and forth.
Butchering the names I came up with.
No, ask him about
Okay.
Matron Cabas and.
If you ever hear the phrase "gingers of the dragon" and see me get upset,
Also
that
yeah,
emotion.
I feel like Styx would have perked his ears up about Styx being petrified and this person. He's just gonna ask about Matron Cabas and the Golgari, and if there's any information about Matron Cabas that's pertinent to recent events.
You ask and they get a little awkward with you. That's information that we do not hold here. As far as I know, Matron Cavis is the head priestess of the Golgari. If you'd like more information, you may need to ask elsewhere.
Where can I go to ask about Matron Cabas?
I can bring a specialist to you if you would like, though
That-
it will cost you extra.
How much extra?
An additional 10 gold just to see them.
Just to see.
How much gold does Styx have?
You know who else might be considered an expert in Matron Cabas?
I mean, I was
Bobo.
mainly looking for recent events because Bobo hasn't. Well, Bobo hasn't seen them in a long time, and Bobo hates them.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get like information about that.
I wouldn't know their connections.
Yeah, I will. I'll just say. If you don't know where to refer me to where I can go, I've already paid my dues at this library, and you've provided me excellent information, and I really do appreciate it. Then I guess I'll just take myself to somebody who knows Matron Cavus, that I do happen to know quite personally.
So, would you like to pay the fee to meet them, or are you going to be taking your...
I'll take it elsewhere. Thank you very much.
You see, they actually relax at that. Okay, well, you have a wonderful day. It's been great.
Also,
serving
what
you.
library am I at? Just to make note of like how they reacted to Matron Cavus.
That's like you walked into a library and they're like, "What can you tell me about Al Capone?" Like in the 1920s, and they're like,
Do you have the original documents from Adolf Hitler?
Like,
Walked into a German library and said, "Give me all the information you have on Hitler."
Into the Library of Tahan.
Library of Tahan.
Tahan.
Okay. From there, Styx says, I guess he'll say like, I'm just gonna spend a little bit more time reading, and then say thank you. Maybe like toss them a silver just for their help,
See, they take it, they thank you. Have a wonderful day.
and he'll just spend his time reading, relaxing, trying to gather as much information as he can to help with the broken wings.
All right. Back.
This.
What you got going on? Oh, wait.
No, I was gonna say I'm not next. He got a 6. I got a 4.
My bad, I got him split.
That's what I was like. Sure, let's go.
My apologies.
you're all good. We'll all get our turns. Sail would probably make it a point to be there, to be awake before everybody else is awake and leaves, and to be there when everybody gets back. But he's gonna try to squeeze in his shit in like the middle of the day, and when he's gone, leave a note so that people know where he is. Like
During your lunch.
he's trying to coordinate the group, make sure that, because he kind of realizes that he's the
glue.
touchstone. Is like, where did Sail go? But he has several things he would like to do. I'll try to keep it short because I don't know how late we're going. I'd like to keep praying, like I did with Bobo.
Okay.
I would offer Bobo if he'd like to continue coming. He doesn't have to by any
What
means.
time of day?
Like newness.
No, I'll probably actually do that like later at night, like after everybody gets home. It's like, all right, everybody's here. We all touch base. I'm gonna be back in a little bit.
That is when we did it originally. It was nighttime. So if you catch me before my way out, yeah, I would probably go and be like, I don't get what this is for, really. But if you're inviting me to be there and it's important to you, I guess so.
I would treat it almost like first get like just keeping in touch with Mirage. Keep in touch with them first. Make sure if they have anything they'd like to say or ask, I will certainly do that first. But other than that, essentially getting the word back from everybody and what they've gone out and researched that day, and just narrating to the Valkyries the progress that's been made to try to keep. Because it's Sail suspects they'd be interested, so it's just like, this is what we found so far. How do you do this? Like,
I don't fucking know.
It's like that kid. It's like that kid at church. He's like,
am I supposed to hear
you brought his GS?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Because you're here.
I'd
Please grant me luck. I'm about to go risk my life.
Jesus,
Yeah, that's
please
about-
make me not die.
That's about right, though.
Yeah.
Please
this.
bless me today because I'm about to go fight.
Do the same things where he pours out the water and puts the tokens where it splits again, where power and path diverges. He feels like that's the focal point to focus on. Go on a date with Tall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's fucking go.
Let's go!
I was thinking like a nice brunch, like not like everybody's way more hyped than I
To a
was thinking.
place where you want to go.
You should have made her
No,
dinner. You
I've been on
dickhead.
these. It's a date with an ex. You're like,
Hey, yo!
So-
oh. Go back.
What was that response?
What?
Maybe
I was,
motherfucker,
you
like,
didn't let me finish. I was about to go, oh, Becca. But you didn't let me finish. You just went, what?
You're just mad.
No,
because
I'm
she's
not.
raiding harder than you, bro.
I got a
I've
shiny
cooked
day.
for
I'll
Tal.
go. I'm not Jeremy at all.
I've cooked
I
for
was
Tal
gonna
plenty of
say for both.
times. You know, sometimes a nice date is nice too.
Fair. Sometimes you gotta go out, even if you're a chef.
Yep. Lolex wanted to go on a friend date, so we do that.
Yes.
I will go talk to the Demir's library.
Okay.
Howdy, Becca.
Go ahead and
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Becca. Thanks for the shiny day. Oh, God.
as you're doing we'll take care of the prayers and stuff first. Is there anything like more specific you're trying to get into, other than just updates?
Okay, let me check my notes. Are a Stormbringer. I'll specifically probably talk, I'll focus more on her, because I think that's an easier... It's more likely for me to be able to get in contact with her, and then she can tell Frist.
Fair enough.
So, it's more of a... I'm not two-timing measure out, this is a... They asked me first, so now it feels like this is the thing I do, I communicate, I'm not, it's fine. But definitely trying to focus in on the Stormbringers, I don't know, vibe.
Sure.
I checked the storm.
Sayul's not a prey guy, so he's like, I'm trying to feel your vibes. I don't know if that's the phrasing
Vibe check?
that we
You
do
cool?
here.
Go ahead and give me a
Vibe check.
religion check.
Alright.
Shit.
A vibe check is Luthori. That's a
That's-
character entirely.
Yep. That's a 9 plus 2. 11.
11. All right. So, while you're going to the shrine, one of those things where you went to a dock, you went to a pier that is.
I went
fairly
to a
well
beach,
trafficked.
like a sand beach that I could. I said I followed the river from the tavern to a sandy beach that I could set up.
Right. So, going from where the river outlets to the sea,
There's gonna be a dock.
there's going to be a dock. So, that said, you kind of have to reset up your shrine every once in a while,
I probably set it up every time.
which apparently isn't a big deal. And doing this closer to night, you get this deeper pull. You feel like you're closer, and being able to do it from the safety of this alcove, while still being able to look out to the Serpent Strait itself, which is pretty much her legitimate area
That's
of
her
domain.
spot. Yeah.
That's her real spot. Also helps quite a bit. So you have this kind of separated pool, and every time you're starting to speak to her and give her updates and things like that, you can see the tide in the pool rises, even though there's no additional water being added.
And if Bobo's there, I'll be like, a thing.
He's probably still waking up, looks over. The water is higher.
There's more of it. I didn't put it there.
He's splitting the stream. Water flows differently. Sometimes
Water doesn't flow uphill, Bobo. You're. You focus on Hrist, alright? You'll probably have an easier time with her than I would.
I like this. I like going out and building sandcastles.
That's always accept everything? Nah. Sandcastles? Yes.
My shit. But Sayil's trying to be facilitating other people's research and making sure everybody can stay in contact and find each other.
Cool.
They're like, I need to find somebody today. It's like, I think they went to this library.
Gotcha.
And
Alright.
when I can visit the Demir.
So, there comes a point in time. What specifically you're trying to look up, or are you just going to the same place he went to because he brought back some information?
I'm literally just going to the nearest Demir library.
Okay.
Being lazy.
Wait, are we gonna like? I feel like I literally stayed there as long as physically possible. Is that something that like I would have gone back? Like, how long is that entry fee good for? One time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying there as long as physically possible.
Yeah.
Like, if they have like a couch that I can nap on, I'm napping on it.
You see there are a bunch of college students doing the same thing.
Excellent. I'm trying to bogart a couch.
So you go to the nearest Demir library that's kind of like right on the other side of Beast Haven.
All right.
It is the library of Assam.
Okay.
Go in. You see this one seems to be a bit more relaxed, and it is a public library that has a private section.
Okay. So there's no fee for this one?
There's no fee for entry, but if you're trying to go to the private
Private
part
section.
and dig deeper into things, then there may be.
All right. Well, I'm not here for information. I'm here for the Demir. So I'm going to I'm going to ask for the head librarian.
Damn. You just fucking. I'd like to speak to your manager.
Hopefully you do this better than I did with the Warsaw. I want to speak to the guy in charge. Hi, guy in charge. I'm not going to do that for you.
They turn around. Hello.
I'll find your average relaxed attendant. I'm like, hi, I'd like to. I have some information and some questions. I was hoping to talk to like a head librarian or somebody that might know if your guild has work.
Are you looking to be an attendee?
No, your guild told us we passed a few days ago, so we're part of the guild pact games, and there's some stuff we're going to be doing in the near future that your guild might be interested in, and seeing if there's any interest that we can align and be mutually beneficial.
They look legitimately beautiful.
Yep, that's why I want to talk to the head librarian. I know I'm saying a lot of words that are confusing.
So mad how smart Sail is right now. I'm so mad. Like, Styx is rolling in his not yet dug grave.
I gave myself trash physical stats and decent mental stats for a reason.
Okay. It's not going to come down for just anybody.
Yeah.
I will mention that you're part of the games. But what specifically would you like to talk to her about?
We are going on an expedition for the pendant into the area where Colby doesn't remember the name of like the 15th level adventurers that went and fucking died and the entire expedition got
There was
lost.
no name.
Okay.
It was just a shrine out in the no man's land that they were looking at, and they couldn't find out any real information because everybody kept getting eaten.
All right. We're going to be going with the pendant into that area and yada yada exposition about where people died. And I have some questions and favors I'm willing to give, and I'd like to know. So if possible, I'd like to speak to them.
Nod. Okay. Give me a few moments.
Thank you.
They go check in at the front desk and kind of point towards you, see them look up, and then the person at the desk kind of said something over their shoulder, and then you see a much larger man kind of poke his head out. And they're going to just walk up, non-threateningly, but they are going to be standing next to you and just, hello.
Hello.
Why?
Wait, there's two of them?
There's 4.
Holy shit. Wait,
Okay.
that's a lot of followers. Let's go. Wait.
No, there's
Andrew, let's talk about this.
no, there's one person running multiple bots that's spamming our chat. All right.
Alright.
Fine.
I'm just saying, followers, kind of pog.
Catch us on
No.
that dragon.
Don't. That's why they're actually doing this.
Yeah. They think that we'll be duped into listening, and no.
They're not actually watching. They can't hear me being stupid and being sarcastic. They literally join random chat.
Yeah, I mean, imagine having that kind of life.
Yeah. Oh, this 5-viewer stream might give me $20 for bots to watch their shit. Fuck you.
Like, it's
I
no
don't know what
fun
to do.
unless there's, like, actually people, like, that we know they're lurking or watching and
Oh,
playing
perfect.
along and
I
having
did
fun.
clear it up there, which is exactly what I wanted.
Yep, it's clear on my side.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Oh wait. No, it's not. It didn't delete the messages, but
No, it'll still be in the chat room. I'm just talking about on the VOD itself. So,
You want to grab a table, or is there somewhere else you'd like to go to speak?
you can go and take a seat wherever you'd like.
Okay. I'll pop a spot somewhere. I'll like find a book, maybe about Fae stuff, like tall tales about Titania and Oberon, and just.
This guy is just sitting there, kind of twiddling his fingers.
I hear that beat.
I swear to God.
Hold on, there's a mysterious beeping that need be investigated.
there may be a bomb in
Who
this
did
house.
shut the fridge?
That was
Sorry.
me. Sorry.
Entire time.
That was me. What can I say?
Stupid fridge.
If they go to hospital for cheese poisoning, you're on the hook.
I'm sorry, Peyton. Andrew, I'm only half as sorry to you. I'm more sorry to Peyton.
What does
If
that
Peyton
mean?
gets angry enough to tell him
She
to beat
came
your
out, I
ass,
got scared.
he's gonna enjoy it.
Peyton came out, I got scared. I thought she was gonna hit me.
That's fair. So, yep, after like 15 minutes, you see a older looking brass dragonborn woman kind of peer out.
Hello.
I'll follow her wherever she'd like to go to speak.
She leads you through a few doors and kind of opens up one of these rooms, and you see that there are a bunch of toadies, basically, that are looking at texts and stuff like that, trying to prepare them, make sure that they are like free of insects, stuff like that. And as she kind of opens the room, she goes, "Everybody, please
Bookworms.
take your projects and
Literal.
leave." They all just snap up their books and walk out.
I am flattered.
Don't be.
Fair enough.
Please enter.
I'll walk in.
And the entire time, this larger gentleman has been following you guys. She lets him in, and she closes the door, and she goes, "There are protocols?
I don't know them. I apologize.
Right. If you had waited, you would have been told.
Huh.
There are protocols to things like this. This is not it. What do you want?"
What are the proper protocols? I'd like to know that.
The proper protocol is that you will be assigned somebody. I think we've already assigned somebody to you, but they've not been designated to tell you.
Is it Tempe? Okay.
That's
Don't know
who.
who that is.
Oh, damn it.
That's probably for the best.
When you need information, it will be parsed down to you. When you have information, it will be parsed back up. Now, what do you need?
Colby doesn't remember the name of the woman from the pendant who got too good of a deal from us. But
I wrote it down.
It was
it was one of the higher mages at the
Go to the
pendant
first.
who...
Professor
You're
Hurry.
the bitch. Hurry! Hurry!
Professor Hurry.
Let's go! Hurry! Sorry, I
She,
mean, hurry for the information.
He had information we needed and got a bit of a deal out of us, and we haven't started off in the best relationship, but we will be going to somewhere that may be of interest to the Demir, explaining we're going out to the place where all the people went fucking missing.
No man's
See,
land.
her eyebrow kind of raises and goes, "I don't believe anybody's going there."
Professor Hurry seemed like she was interested in having a team of us go out.
She didn't.
So
I don't think she specified where we were going. Like she just said we were going out on an expedition.
Isn't it
I wouldn't have it in my head that she was going
Yeah,
there.
I don't like it.
Did she tell us that she was? I thought she told me that was where she wanted
No,
us to
she was
go.
saying due to the guild pact restrictions on expeditions out there that she needed somebody to be in the guild pact to go on expedition. Not
Oh.
where
Out-
it was going.
Out there as in the no
I
man's
thought
land.
that the expedition was specified to be going there. I
No.
probably wouldn't have approached this with this much like, we're going to this place to do this thing. if that wasn't the case. So,
Well, you got the Demir, so what do you want to tell
You're
us?
standing there like
no.
uppies.
Come on, puppies.
Well, knowing that we have a contact now, I'll make sure that I don't come bothering you every time that I have a question. But we'll be doing work with the pendant with people that we are not exactly thrilled to be doing work with. So figured we'd offer our services.
That's the cost of buying your information instead of finding it yourself.
There's a reason we pay a fee to come to the library now, isn't there? Well, let's see, I've thoroughly irritated you, so I'll stop asking questions and bothering you and wait for the handler to contact us. My apologies.
Have a wonderful evening.
The ones you
Wait,
wanted
can we
the
get her
best
name?
relationship with. We've already
Can we get her name?
I didn't ask.
Fair.
You don't ask the Demir any information they're not willing to volunteer.
Yeah, going to the FBI and asking them for their name's probably a bad idea.
I want to speak to the director.
I would like to talk to your
I mean,
manager.
to be fair, it was more like they went to a police precinct. If you're gonna bring it to like FBI
Yeah.
terms, they went to a police precinct and went like, "Hey, can I talk to your sergeant?"
Yep.
Which is normal.
But they also react the same kind of way, like, why?
Right, like it better
He's
be
busy.
important.
Yeah.
And Colby thought it was important. It
Like-
wasn't.
I don't know how this works, and it might be important.
Were we a little grogged that night? I think we were a little grogged that night.
No, she
I got
was,
swallowed by an alligator, alright? Like,
she
I
was a
got
little
grogged.
grog.
What are you talking about? That was the best
Oh yeah, she was hella grogged. What do you mean?
Yep. So,
just maintain cordial relations with Tall.
Cordial. Yeah, that's what they call it nowadays, huh?
Yep.
Spread them sea hag cheeks.
Does he guys have cheeks or you just like
Oh, yeah.
No,
like
they abduct a
part of
child,
scales.
eat it, and then shit out a baby hag.
that's actually how it works.
Yeah. Sayel hasn't helped with that.
Sayil? If anybody got word of this that didn't know before, your reputation is gone, my friend. You're with that thing. You're with that thing.
That thing has a name, and you could use the words her. She's a person.
She is eating children and pooping out babies.
No, she doesn't have any direct sentence that I'm aware of.
If she's making as much babies as she's eating, what's the harm, actually?
Well, they go back to the family she kidnapped them from and then murder them when they turn 13.
That's actually worse than what I was thinking.
Hog.
Faint.
Hog.
She really girl bosses those children.
I had more thoughts.
Those are dangerous sometimes.
Just the hag.
I need to update your character sheets too.
And I'd like to do specifically research, or just asking a librarian to do research for me. Sayil knows that he's not specialized in this. Specifically about an aspect of current Golgari politics. So I'm going to ask about the Enduin line.
Okay.
And any spicy shenanigans that have happened since the founder of the Enduin line. And not specifically the one currently in charge of the Boros, but any sort of, grabs for power on similar scales or similar manners.
Sure.
Quick question, player to player. What is the Enduin line and when was it formed?
The Enduin line is Leon Enduin. He's the guy who lived for 300 years.
Yeah, the human that lived for 300 years and was
They're in charge of the Enduin Empire, which rules basically a continent-sized island off across the Serpent Strait, and they killed his god and took over the Boros.
oh.
Another Enduin.
Player
different
to player. That's how we know them.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh,
And they're also
I thought that
they're
it was
a
just a
pantheon as
Boros
well.
an internal clash.
Yes,
and
they have a pantheon.
They are also a pantheon.
Wait, I thought that the Boros was an internal clash. That
So it
there was like a
was
schism, and then
there
the
it
schism
was,
killed
but we
Aurelian.
believe player to player. We believe the person who started that is
The Ascended now.
no is working for the Enduin.
The person who
okay, I remember.
the
Yes.
person who killed his god and is now in charge of the Boros, their last name is Enduin.
Elda Conan and
Elder Conan.
Yep.
So
Super trustworthy.
The dots are connecting in Thak's head, and he's very
Is
scared.
Elder
So
Conan the
Sail-
son of Leon?
is who?
Where's Leon?
many generations.
Oh, it's like,
Like
hella
great
far down.
Age 1.
Like
Okay,
great,
okay.
great,
Ooh,
like great
It was
okay.
great grandchild.
Bloodline.
helped usher in the second age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that helps put my notes into
Like
perspective.
Sail's gonna
10 times great grandchild.
Sail's gonna try to phrase it as like a weeb interested in history.
Sure.
Like
Nothing Sail's not used to.
yeah, this Enduin person seems like they've come in and been a big deal recently. What's their family history like? I wonder.
Fair enough. You look into it, and it is very well publicized.
Yep.
It's very easy to find. In fact, it's not even part of the private section.
They're like the Kardashians.
Yeah, that's
Kind
why.
of, I was thinking more like the British royal line, but okay.
No, it's-
I like the Kardashians more, actually.
I
That's such an
thought the
American
Kennedys, but yeah, I thought the Kennedys. like,
Yeah, that one's yeah.
And much like the Kennedys, there are internal strife.
Yep.
There is like, there are a bunch of branches that kind of go nowhere, as there's just like bastard child,
yes,
those kinds of
Sail
things.
skims
like
those
Musk.
parts. He's more looking for deific power grabs.
Like Targaryen.
The largest power grab you've seen was when there's two currently, and they are current. Sorry, three. Get my own made-up history wrong. So there was one where, in a joint effort with the Draco Regnum, they pincered in on the Chromatic Dragonborn and wiped them out, essentially.
The good dragons in the Enduin fucked up the bad dragons.
Our chromatic
How
dragons.
dare!
Chromatic,
How dare!
chromatic dragons are the more bad of.
I thought they were just like
You kill our gods!
powerful.
You kill our potential sponsors!
They are the much more sinister,
They're super interesting.
evil ones.
Chromatic dragons are well-known evil.
Oh,
Chromatic Dragonborn don't necessarily have an alignment.
that's what I was thinking. Dragonborn.
But
I
they-
thought that they wiped
but
out chromatic
They
dragonborn.
could be catered towards that.
But the chromatic regnum was well known, much like the metallic regnum, that the way those countries were ran were by councils of dragons.
Chromatic
So-
ones are not good guys.
The government of Draco Regnum, they have a council of metallic dragons, and then chromatic have a council of chromatic ones, obviously.
Chromatics are like red, blue, green.
Right.
You know
blue,
Tiamat, the five-headed
red,
evil dragon
black,
god?
white,
That one.
They
green.
had a whole country dedicated
Oh,
to
The
it.
heads of Tiamat.
Oh no, Hush is very aware of the
Yeah,
Draco
I know.
Regnum.
So, that clash happened, and as an agreement between the Draco Regnum and the Enduin, was that is now unincorporated land. They've both taken their military out, but people from their countries can now go in, kind of like the Wild West, and stake claims. So that's where a lot of expansion is happening. So that's also why you see there's a kind of boom in chromatic dragonborn throughout the rest of the world, is because they're no longer
They migrated.
stuck.
Yeah.
They're not forced into being soldiers, not forced into any of that, so they can go out. Rigbyar actually would have been like one of the first ones
Yep. He's a white.
off the boat.
Wait, Ringbiar is a
Dragonborn.
Yeah, he was a chromatic dragonborn. He was white.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was a soldier. He was forced to be a soldier, and then was abandoned by his soldiers and turned into a slave.
I'm getting past campaign lore,
No, that's a prequel.
Pretty cool campaign.
prequel lore. Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened, and then there was the current emperor's brother, who I'm losing the name for at the moment.
You have an entire family dynasty that I'm like, can you give me the
Yeah.
the familial lore of them? So
Basically, they have taken a large force of their army and moved into the Barrack North, which you already know personally.
Yeah.
And they've kind of moved in as a grab, saying that like this is where these are technically their ancestral lands, which is kinda true. It's a little rocky because it's still also technically your ancestral lands.
The Vikings invaded England, and they're like, you know what? We should go back and invade Sweden.
Yeah. Essentially.
Legitimately. So,
Mic
they're
off,
trying
Jeremy.
He did.
Okay.
They're trying to re-grab that portion of territory, but they're not doing it violently.
Right.
They are occupying unincorporated areas, and they are there almost as a peacekeeping force against the Black Box.
It's also enough force that nobody goes, fuck off.
That's ridiculous.
It's a preemptive defensive war.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's gonna mess with us if we move a whole army in here.
Pretty much.
All right, so there's...
You'd also know that that man's son was recently killed by a familiars controlled by hags.
Oh no! I wonder how that happened.
Gee,
And
willikers.
he is on a...
Hater.
He's now on a vendetta against all of them. Here.
Oh,
Ooh,
great.
and that's one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Great.
And then there's Eldaconim, which you guys are dealing with here.
Yep. Then I don't probably research into modern Boros schism politics because that's a red flag.
It's also happening right now.
Yeah.
You have an expert on it right
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
Praying, failing to contact the Demir and upsetting them.
Well, you contacted them.
All making sure I keep in contact with everybody. I'm trying to play general support and running an errand when I have
Yeah.
the barest opportunity. So I think that's what.
All right, sounds good. Back.
Zach has a list.
Checking it
So-
twice.
Just basically reading off important stuff. Thak is currently extraordinarily obsessed with Bartleby because he has seen Bartleby in his nightmare that he was inside of basically for almost 24 hours. So wants to find him, talk to him if possible, and wants to find out more about the mission specifically or about Bartleby and the other people who are on the mission. Contacting directly and meeting with the Schism group if possible. He's already been given some kind of hints towards that.
We never
Trying
Figured
to
out what happened with the animal messenger.
talk to more of the Schism and his old squad specifically. I would have to dig
Ellie.
through my notes. Ellie, specifically trying to meet up with her. Trying to learn more about the Raven Queen, spending time in the temples, trying to take parts in like last rites and things like that, trying to, just figure out how all of that works because Thak was not a religious person. He kind of was thrusted into being a paladin.
Can I have? Can I? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
The Watchers Guild. That we didn't know where they were. Ask the Demir where they are. Go say hi.
Other things, I would want to sit down and have a conversation with Morgan about the unholy symbol, which I would have asked. Well, I would have asked Sail before I left to have it back, or whoever had it.
What was it?
The unholy symbol.
Okay.
I would want to specifically talk to Morgan about that, and spend a day with Bastion, quality time with Bastion.
Damn, this motherfucker's schedule's packed.
Also, Thak would be panicking and livid about the news about Nordal. Might want to try to investigate him more. Not talk to him specifically, but maybe anybody he can find that was serving him.
All right.
I know, I just...
Pick three.
Bastion.
Well,
They're all
Bastion.
very in-depth things.
I know.
Bastion can be a thing that just
happens later.
That's fine.
But the last thing that was really important was doing a last rites private ceremony to Aurelia, which is going to be one of the major ones that I want to do. So that one, then Bartleby,
And then Nordal, probably.
and then from now Morgan. I've been trying to do that for a while.
Man, Morgan's been kind of like MIA. I wonder why.
Well, I've been wanting to talk to her about the unholy specifically. Hey, you asked me what I wanted to do in a week. I gave you
No, you're
a
good.
whole list. Yeah.
I'm not upset.
Yeah.
Just
When you ask for the holy symbol back, I'm like,
I don't.
all right, you're fine. I'll tell Thak about the prayers I've been doing at night. As you're expressing interest in the Raven Queen going off and figuring out their rituals. So
Yep.
if you'd like to accompany.
And like with the Raven Queen stuff, if you wanted to spruce that in as like stuff I'm doing at nighttime, like I try to spend a couple days at night, just like a couple hours.
You're invited to come pray with us if you'd like.
Thank you.
You as well, Styx.
You might need some help with that.
Man,
I know-
Six is always down to pray.
I'm better at religion than you.
When we went to pray, it seemed like I was dismissing it and thinking it was stupid. Like, I still want it to be said that, like, I am genuinely trying to pray. I just don't understand it. Because last time I prayed, I rolled badly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't get this.
Yep.
where do you want to start?
Let's start with Butterbean.
All right. So you're essentially trying to like pick your way through town, trying to figure out where this guy is. And for somebody that has such a large name in the city, he's really hard to track down in any one location.
Classic.
Uh,
I wouldn't doubt that.
you start to ask around, and there comes a point in time where you are directed to. Well, I mean, like, there's his family home.
I would have also asked V about Bartleby. Because he's around the town more often.
Yeah.
So.
It probably would have been B that told you that information. Just like, oh, I mean, you can always go to their family home. I know his parents are still alive.
Okay.
They are prominent researchers and such.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, then I'll go there.
you spend some time and make your way across town.
This
Well,
was
what
so
portion?
much harder
What
to
portion
open
of the city are they located in, or what district?
They'd be in the Griffin Heights.
Okay.
So that is going to be kind of actually right out of New Prov, which is where the Azores are.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going there. Are they any of them outside or?
You wind up there and you realize this is a large estate.
Oh, I can imagine.
There are gardeners outside currently. While you like look at the rest of the kind of smaller buildings around, none of them really have yards. They have kind of like just an area people can do things, but not in like the traditional sense where there's like grass, shrubbery, yada yada yada. Bartleby does. There's large, well taken care of grounds. There's like a rose maze, that type of a deal, and a large gate that you approach.
Okay. Is there a guard or?
Yeah.
Can I just okay. I'm gonna approach the guard, and I'm gonna be very respectful with my tone and my words. And it was Beauregard was the last name, right?
Harley Beauregard. Yeah.
Okay. Is Mr. Beauregard in today?
Senior or junior?
Junior.
Junior. Oh, many people have been asking for him. Let me go see.
I was at the Guild Pact games, so I just wanted to ask how he got into a position to be in such a large event. It's very I've been around here before, and I traveled away for some time and come back, and he's such an important figurehead in this celebration. I'm just curious.
He's a very hard-working man.
I understand.
And they'll leave for a moment. And about 10 or 20 minutes later, this might be a better question for Andre. Do you want to play Bartleby in this situation?
Oh, wait.
Sure.
Sure. All right. Andre, you're home currently, and you're
Role play.
I wasn't expecting this. Let's go.
No, I'm the best. Yeah. Everybody loves me.
One of your gate guards, Morel, kind of comes in and goes, sir?
What?
There's a large half-orc man requesting your presence.
For what?
He says that he's a fan of your participation in the games.
Have I heard that before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That is a common occurrence, but most people had the decency not to track you down to your home.
Yeah, another fucking crazed fan finding me in my own house.
Hide the estate pretty
Should
well.
I tell him to go fuck off, or should I not even bother?
He seemed
No.
like a well-meaning person. He wasn't trying. I didn't catch him like scaling the gate like that other lady.
I just don't like it when people show up at my house. Like, I get that they're a fan, but it's privacy, you know? You know, he ruined my whole vibe. I had a great morning. I'm gonna go sort him out. Right now. Holy shit.
Not what I was expecting, but
Everything I dreamed
No,
of.
happy with it.
Beauregard's full of himself.
Oh, I know, no, I wasn't expecting this.
I'm so
I
excited.
am here for it.
I want to clip this whole exchange. Wait, are you pulling up?
I have his bit character sheet.
He's playing him.
Holy shit.
Playing him temporarily, which sucks for me
Why does that
What
so
level
crazy?
is Bartleby?
because he's like level 16,
Yeah.
and we're both charisma characters. So anything that I'm proficient in,
Well,
is,
actually, he's a charisma character. You're a fake.
No, he's a he's a bard. He has jack of all trades. Anything he's good at, anything he's bad
I'm
at, he's good at. Anything
primarily
he's good at, he's
proficient in
great at.
charisma.
I know, but like compared to a 16th level.
Okay. Okay. Leave him be.
Look at all these pluses.
Sucking boy.
I
You're
get
flexing on
negative.
level alone. Get out of here.
No, he's showing me, his like fucking.
Yeah, with proficiency on it.
It's,
Yeah.
I'm showing him why Thak is scared.
No, I Sam is scared.
I'm scared. I'm ready. I'm so hyped.
All right. You walk out and you see that there is a tall half-orc man in battered plate. It looks like it's been polished as best it can be, but you do recognize it. This is the same guy that was standing with the proclaimed terrorist.
You're the guy with that fucking terrorist. Look, I get you're a fan and everything, but showing him a house is seriously not
I
cool.
was walking by and I saw this magnificent garden you had here, and I asked the guard whose residence this was. I just confirmed. I've heard stories of how big this place is. I traveled away for a good amount of time, and I hadn't really heard of you before. And then when I came back and participated in the Guild Pact games, you were this extraordinary figurehead, and I'm just plain curious as to how that happened and everything.
Well, you didn't hear about my successful expedition.
No, I didn't.
Well-
Which expedition was that?
Would that have a name?
Didn't have a name. Did it?
Uh,
Like what? Like now, I don't know what he would know after everything has happened. So it's like, would people?
So
Like, did we recover information? Like, is it fake information?
you are it.
I am it.
But
you were
I-
the only person that came back with any sort of information about it.
but you wouldn't know that I have seen it. I've seen what actually has happened. So you don't know that though.
Who would? How would I explain what happened?
You already mentioned the expedition, so
Bartleby didn't know Rigviar before the expedition.
Yeah, I know. I probably didn't care about him before he died. I was just more of like,
Probably even after.
only one that killed the god or anything, whatever.
how would I explain
Wouldn't
what
have
happened?
made it.
It's like we went on a death mission, and then why would that have made me famous?
No, well, you're famous because you came back. You're the only
You're
survivor.
the only survivor of a suicide mission.
So, which wasn't even supposed to be a suicide mission. It is so bizarre because Bartleby has his Guild Pact license solo.
Mhm.
He completed the games and everything by himself, which is wow. That's already why you would have had a reputation.
So I
And
wouldn't have
then
been.
you went on a mission with other people that also were solo
Mhm.
guild holders.
Okay.
There was
And
like
you're the only one that came back.
back. So that's like,
including a pendant professor,
yeah. So that's like, what the fuck?
an archmage.
It's like I went out
No,
with a bunch
you-
of adventurers.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Didn't make the right calls in order to live. I
I
have
was-
more of a background in my knowledge of schooling and
Well,
occasionally.
but
a
what
professor.
happened? If they were all seemingly at least close to as strong as you were, right? So
I would say
if this was a simple expedition, then what went so catastrophically wrong?
You could be as strong as me, but not make the right decisions.
That's,
And
but what was the wrong decision?
well, we went to the wrong dimension, and I focused on getting us back when they focused on
You
discovering.
went to another dimension? Where did you go?
Well, what was it actually called?
Shadowfell.
Shadowfell. Well, I can't tell you exactly because I was focused on getting us back, but it was dark.
Well, it was dark.
Where did you go? Where did I go?
What did you see while you were
It
there?
was the shadow.
No, mostly just the inside of the place we got there. I
Okay.
immediately focused on getting us back.
How long did it take to get back?
Well, it took me just long enough that the rest of the squad had died off.
Did you see what happened to them?
They were killed by the Reaper, the Soul Toucher, I forget what it's called, that we were running away from.
The
and, like,
Nightwalker?
The Nightwalker?
Nightwalkers, yes.
So they weren't killed by a god then.
Bartleby, you hear that come out of his mouth. He's the only person that has ever insinuated that might have happened.
Yeah. What's your angle, huh? what are you... What
Where you
getting
going
at?
here?
This is obvious now that you didn't just walk through my garden and then show up at my house and be like, let me talk to who owns this garden. What do you know? Who are you with?
You seem like a honest man, and I am not here to do your reputation or you any physical harm. I will be completely honest with that. I watched what happened. I can't really tell you or explain how I did, but somebody showed it to me. My father was one of the people on your mission. He vanished at the end of it, and you're the only one who survived. I am trying to get closure. Scared. I need to understand what happened. Because I left, and he was the strongest person I've ever met.
There's nasty things out there that can kill the strongest of us. You made the wrong decision and didn't focus on getting out.
Well,
Because he wasn't smart enough.
well, neither of us were the brides to the bunch.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But that doesn't tell me what happened.
I
only know what I've been shown.
It's rough.
And
Your dad died. It's a shitty way.
my
It's a scary
god
monster.
also died.
I don't know anything about that.
I watched
There's-
somebody kill her. Who was it?
Bartleby, go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Shit.
Is it shit?
It is shit.
It's pretty shit.
And Stack, go and roll insight at advantage.
16.
What the fuck?
Bard,
He's
man.
got a lot of
Bro.
plus, dude.
That's the reason I made a bard.
Not much better. 12.
Well, it's weird because you've seen it. At least you thought you did. Maybe this god is playing some cruel prank on you? Because this man seems earnest.
I'm running out of patience here for you.
I
Your dad
understand.
died.
You're a very, very busy man.
I am very busy. You showed up
But
at my door unannounced.
I'm sorry about that. But after seeing a scene like I did, over and over and over again, haunted by it, and then I see one living person from that scene, the first person I've ever seen living from that, you have to understand that I needed some kind of information.
Your mental health is not my responsibility. I recommend therapy. Now you should get out of here before I call security or polymorph you myself.
Question. The scene that I was shown, where did it end?
Well, you were shown quite a few. I'd say the one that goes on the longest.
So the one that he played on repeat for me, which was all of them being killed, butchered.
Well, it was different versions of them being killed from different perspectives, and like sometimes it was just one of them. Sometimes you were that person getting killed. Sometimes you were. Yeah, it came from a lot of different angles. the one that goes on the longest is when it all happened.
Okay.
And you didn't see Bartleby in that as much as you saw the lower half of the half. You have now put it together that that is who it was. And the last thing you would have seen was from the Raven Queen's eyes as she was getting chained down was her looking up at this newly arisen god, this entity of some sort turning around and pointing at this halfling figure, and that's where it cuts off.
Did I see him? Because I know that he was dead, and did I see, like, was he standing the whole time, or did I see him? No.
There were some views where they were on the ground, but at the end, they're on their feet. You're not sure if they were dead. You're not sure if they were just unconscious, or what happened in between.
I'll leave you to your business. I understand. You're a very busy man. I'm gonna lean in. You live with yourself. Saw and watched. Doing nothing about it.
Yes.
And I
Yes, I
I
can.
walk, but
Yes.
but just so you know, somebody knows. And I walk away.
As he turns his back, I cast polymorph and tell my guards to pick up the animal.
All right, that's a wisdom saving throw, if I remember correctly.
It's pretty high.
Sixth level attack saving wisdom 16. Spell transforms into
Wisdom saving throw.
That's an 8.
All right, what are you turning him into?
a guppy is a fish, right?
You realize that would kill me, right? 'Cause I'm not in the water.
Yeah, I can you get a guard and be
Well, you
like,
just turn back into Thack.
oh right. I'll turn him into a guinea pig. And then I'll just be like, guards, like, put this thing in a cage or something.
All right, so Thack, as you turn around, you feel this presence kind of wash over you, and you start to shrink and shrink and shrink until you are like on the ground, looking up at all these giants that you were just speaking to, and you don't understand why they're doing this, but they're obviously mean.
Guinea Thack.
And then you see this man bend down, Morel, pick you up, and just... why is it always a guinea pig?
I just think they're funny.
What would you like me to do with him?
I'm gonna hold it up, be like, you really thought I'd let you get away? And,
I'm gonna spit in your face.
as a guinea pig?
Yeah.
You have the mental stats of a guinea pig, my guy.
He still understands who Nebby is.
Do it. Roll for it. Let's go.
Disgusting. Take care of it how you want.
Are we apprehending him? Are we...
This is my dog.
He doesn't know a ton. He doesn't know any specifics, but you get the idea that he likes it that way.
He works for your family.
He gets paid a great amount.
Yeah, he had a lot of money for being like a right-hand man who doesn't know that much.
It's like, I like the sewer. You throw him down there, and then hire somebody to watch where he goes. I want to know who he's with.
I believe I can arrange that.
That's what I pay you for.
This might work out.
And then you see him starting to walk out with a squirming guinea pig. And then a few steps, like a few streets down, he just, sorry, opens up a lid. Splash.
Does it fall far enough for me to turn back into fact?
Well, you fall into sewer water.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we're going to call it for today.
It's
We're going to
gonna be
pick
a
back up
Rick
with that
episode.
later.
We're gonna go through what Andre did with his downtime later.
Yeah. Just because this is interesting.
This is fun. I like this.
All right.
It's gonna be like your Pickle Rick episode.
Oh yeah. Bartleby just signed
He's
some
getting
death
ripped
warrant.
some rats apart.
And I was very respectful to you.
I think Bartle
No.
legitimately 1v6 you.
I know, but I wasn't rude to you at all.
You legit were like, I know what you did. Nobody knows what I did.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was like,
That's
You guys
fair.
can yell about this afterwards because we're doing our outro. If you like what you see, give us a follow, give us a sub here on Twitch. If you can't watch every Saturday because you're busy doing stuff, then you can follow us on YouTube. We do the same thing there. We post these up. Also, all of our social media, which I'm going to kick over to the wonderful Jeremy.
Our social media. We officially have Facebook up and running. We have Instagram up and running. We have Twitter up and running. Twitter auto updates on when we're streaming. Instagram, we try and post every time we're streaming, whether it's D&D, Pokemon, variety games, party games, anything. We'd love to play with you guys if you want to play Fall Guys or literally anything. Minecraft, we have a server up.
Amogus.
Amogus.
Yeah, man. We're busy people, but we like playing with people that like our company. Yes. Follow us. All of our links should be down below. They should be updated. If not, they will be updated by the next session. We will constantly be posting and making sure you guys are up to date with everything. And of course, Discord is probably the best way to keep up with us. But secondary, Instagram, Twitter, probably the next best.
You can pay for my
all of
private
us.
Snapchat.
That may sponsor us, please. We've been begging for like a couple sessions now.
with all our viewers and
The
publicity.
group finally got big enough. We got sponsored. Oh, really? Who is it? Bad Dragon. Who's that?
They
Don't
make-
Google it.
They make dildos for anthropomorphic animals.
And with that, we'll see you next week.